The Golden State Warriors won. I was about to say dominated a game they were supposed to dominate, but even though the final score will indicate that, and if you didn't watch the whole thing, you'll likely see that score and go, "Oh wow, yeah, this must have been just a cruise from beginning to end," but it wasn't. There wasn't even a semblance of daylight between the two teams in terms of the score until like the end of the first half, where you started to see certain things clicking. And then late in the third quarter, the floodgates erupted. It started with Al Horford finally discovering his three-point shot, and he was raining those buckets in. Will Richard, who, again, came in late, and I don't know if that's a trend that's going to happen all year, or if Kerr is going to ever figure out that there are better options than Buddy Hield on your team. But Will Richard made an appearance, and he naturally was awesome. He has to be a regular part of this rotation, but we've said that a million times before, and it's one thing for us to say it. It's another thing for this coaching staff to do it. But our player of the game was an obvious one. I already tweeted this out and threaded it. Is that the proper verb for a post on Threads? I think it's just a post. I posted it on Threads. It's Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler had his best game of the year. Let's talk about it. And yeah, Dwight Lowry, no relation to Mike Lowry from the Bad Boys movies. I need to change my font. This damn virtual studio I use, for whatever reason, doesn't save the font I like for all these text and visuals. There we go. Dwight Lowry saying Kaminga did not play well tonight. Agreed. He did not have a good game. I also, however, don't think that benching him for most of the second half is the right way to handle that, because for everyone talking about Kaminga saying, hey, Steph's out, this is his moment to shine and step up and be aggressive. But look, he didn't have a good shooting night. Neither did pretty much anyone in the first half. He was a rebounding machine again. He was aggressive again. I thought defensively he was fantastic. He was facilitating when the shots weren't falling, but Kerr rewards that with a benching in the second half. And again, if you're trying to build up this kid's confidence, if you're trying to send a message to him, be yourself. I'm not going to be punitive if you take a shot or two I don't like. Yeah, that message was not conveyed. Basically, Kaminga is just going to continue playing scared. He's just going to continue being a role player, which is exactly what Kerr wants. So, yeah, and this is one of many reasons why I am elated that Aaron Turner is going to join us tomorrow. That will be recorded. I don't think Aaron is. I don't feel comfortable yet bringing him onto a live show. If we make this a regular thing, a consistent thing, maybe at some point we'll start doing live shows together. But I am going to be riveted, or I am riveted, I apologize, in terms of what Kaminga's agent feels, how he feels about the minute restriction again, which was implemented tonight. But look, the Warriors won. They took care of business against a very short-handed Indiana Pacers team. And let's talk about it. This is the Golden Days. Let's go. Welcome to the program. My name is Cyrus Saatsaz. I am your host. You can follow me on Instagram and Threads at Dog Wild. Over on Twitter, my handle is at Surf Journalist. The program on both platforms at Golden Days Pod. I'm gonna trim the beard when it starts puffing out like that on the sides. That's when you know it's time to get the old clippers and scissors out and make yourself look a little more presentable instead of the hobo that you see in front of you. Welcome to the program again. We're brought to you by FanDuel. More specifically, we're powered by FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Golden Days and the Believe Network. And while we're on that note, real fast, one of the beauties of having a sponsorship from FanDuel, whose name is everywhere. They have like their own TV network. They sponsor, I feel like, every prominent sports show, is when it comes to the actual ad read part of the sponsorship, meaning, you know, with most clients, a lot of clients, and side note, even though we're making some headway and you're going to be hearing about some new sponsors soon, we still have inventory open if you want to sponsor this program that continues growing by the day, that continues being one of, if not the leader in terms of views and listens for Warriors programs. And I'm eternally thankful and grateful for every audience member on that front. But if you want to be a part of it, just email us, warriors24pod@gmail.com, warriors24pod@gmail.com. And what I say to promote you, the prospective advertiser, is going to be a lot more detailed than the love I give to FanDuel, because all they want from me is to just talk about them and to bring up the odds line, something fun that you can maybe bet on pertaining to your Golden State Warriors. The Warriors, with this home win tonight, again, the final score, did I say the final score? I apologize if I didn't. 114-83, the final. Wow, I did not realize the lead grew that much. 93, 103, 113. Yeah, that's a 31-point victory. I had to count my fingers to confirm that the final margin was that big. The Warriors win by 31 points. Again, 114-83, the final. And now begins arguably the most daunting, the most challenging road trip of the season for your Golden State Warriors. It starts Tuesday at OKC. That's followed immediately by a back-to-back second game at San Antonio. And then when they finish playing that game, and I think it's safe to say we're all hoping for a split between those two. If the Warriors can come out of those two games winning either of them, that's a win. That's easily a win. Those are arguably the two best teams in the entire NBA. And look, the Thunder part of it's easy to say. They're the defending world champions. They currently own the best record in the NBA. Literally, they're the only one-loss team remaining, or at least they were as of last night. But don't sleep on the Spurs. And maybe a huge reason why they've been struggling a little bit. Struggling is even a strong word. Maybe the reason why they haven't been playing at the same insane level they started the season with was because of Dylan Harper's injury, and we haven't seen De'Aaron Fox yet. I don't think he's going to be making his debut in either of these upcoming road games. In case you're wondering, why did he say either of these upcoming? Because the Warriors have a back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday, OKC, San Antonio. They get Thursday off. They're not going to be going anywhere, however. And if you've ever been to San Antonio, you may or may not be aware there is not a whole lot to do there. It's one of the only places in Texas that even has anything touristy. And what I mean by that more specifically is a place that folks actually travel to in Texas to check something out, and that's the Alamo. But the Alamo itself, A, is pretty damn boring. I don't know if players actually go check that out. And B, there's nothing around it other than just tourist traps like a Ripley's, believe it or not, things like that. So I don't know what the team's going to do Thursday other than maybe seek out the best barbecue available. Maybe they're just going to hide out in their hotel room. Maybe they'll go explore. I don't know. But I've seen enough of San Antonio to know while the Riverwalk it's pretty. It's nice. It's not bumping either. It's not like the scene. It's just families and tourists. And so chances are between Wednesday and Friday, when the Warriors play the Spurs a second time, maybe they'll be rested. Maybe San Antonio is one of the best possible places for a team to lay low in between games. Utah is always synonymous with the NBA city that has the slowest nightlife, the least going on. I'm sure Sacramento's in the running, and I'm sure San Antonio's in the running as well. Point is, that's the 3 games coming up for your Golden State Warriors, and it's a gauntlet. And that's just the first week, and the road trip continues with 3 more games the following week. I'm going off memory here. I think Sunday, New Orleans, and then a back-to-back next week, which I believe Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be here. I have it right on my phone here. So, and the next week, it's same Tuesday and Wednesday again. The Warriors finish up this again insane 6-game road trip with outings at Orlando and then finishing up at Miami. That's another back-to-back. So we shall see how the Warriors look. Stephen Curry seems to be in good spirits. He was jumping around. He was happy. Playfully cheering on his team throughout, and all signs point to him playing Tuesday in OKC, a game that we're going to be glued to. But this game tonight, again, if you watch the whole thing, then you'll understand what I'm trying to say here in terms of that 114-83 score, not representing how this game went. And it was really the end of the third quarter and then the very start of the fourth quarter where this explosion took place. The Pacers were in this for, I'd say, 34 minutes out of a 48-minute game. And then whether or not exhaustion kicked in, because this was the second of a back-to-back for them, I don't know if just the lack of depth in their roster because of a massive injury report for that team, led off by Pascal Siakam, who is a Warriors killer. He did not play tonight, which was huge for the Warriors because he just, every time he plays Golden State, and this dates back to the 2019 NBA Finals when he was playing for the Raptors, just something turns on in that guy, and he starts feasting on some good old fashioned barbecue, just licking fingers there. So he wasn't playing tonight. The injury report was very expansive, and I actually I want to read this to you really quickly in terms of who actually was not playing for the Indiana Pacers. But real quick to finish up the FanDuel thing, I brought them up because I was curious to know if there's a line available for Tuesday's Warriors Thunder game. There currently is not. However, you can bet on a whole lot of other fun things like odds to win the whole thing. The Warriors in the offseason, before the preseason started, had plus 2,700 odds to win the whole thing. And that number changed to plus 1,700 the moment the season started. I think it was immediately after opening night when the Warriors took care of business against the Lakers. And that number went from plus 2,700 to plus 1,700. It is now currently plus 1,800. If you want to bet on the Warriors to win the whole thing, would not advise that. At least as of right now, unless you're feeling great about your Golden State Warriors very early in the season. But if you want to put some money down, if you think those odds are going to get better, which they might, one good Warriors run. And do not forget that the Warriors, every year is different. This year, their strength of schedule, which oftentimes you see the hardest part of the schedule in February, March. That is typically the case. This year, it's now. The schedule makers for the NBA have made the beginning of the season the ultimate gauntlet for your Golden State Warriors. I mean, look, they play in the West, so it's not like the rest of the season is going to be a cakewalk. And Armando Laura and I went through the entire schedule game by game a few weeks back. And again, that episode is still not dated if you want to check that out. But point is, like, the bulk of these back-to-backs is now. A road trip like the one coming up, with 6 games and the opposition. You don't really see another one this season that challenging. I don't know if there's another one that's also 6 games. So the length and the strength of opposition for this upcoming road trip is absolutely insane. But again, if you think the odds are going to improve for your Golden State Warriors in terms of them winning the whole thing, when this schedule gets easier and the Warriors start running off wins, which I predict will happen when the strength of schedule eases up a bit, those odds are going to change. They're not going to be plus 1,800. And by the way, before tonight's game, I looked at those odds. It was plus 1,700. I have no idea what happened between the start of tonight's Pacers game and now for the odds to actually go higher from plus 1,700 to plus 1,800. Yet that is what happened, courtesy of FanDuel. Check those odds out if you're interested. Again, welcome to the program. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm seeing in the chat some political news. We don't go politics here normally, but if you rely on Snap, apparently the shutdown is going to end, so you don't have to worry about your source of living, food, being jeopardized. Congratulations on that front. Yeah, something I had a feeling it was going to end soon, just because Snap is not a political thing. I don't think it matters what state you live in. I don't think it matters what political ideology you are. There are a shitload of people in this country and world broke who need help. And I would say most cases, certainly a lot of cases, the circumstances are out of their control. And look, that's just life is crazy, and it's not easy for everyone. It's likely difficult for most of you, maybe even all of you. So for those who need that assistance, congratulations on the stress being relieved. And again, something told me this was going to happen soon, because the moment you start having a citizenry revolting because they're hungry, that's how revolutions happen, man. And I don't think our government wanted to go to that point. So that's the extent of the politics talk. Forgive me. Going back to the Warriors again. Well, let's start with the player of the game, Jimmy Butler. I don't know if there's sound that has come down the wire yet for me to play of Jimmy, but he had himself a night. And going back to the scoreboard real fast, just to tell you, just to share with you how much this game just snowballed from one that was competitive, tight, to just a blowout. The Warriors outscored the Pacers in the first quarter, 23-21. They outscored the Pacers in the second quarter, 25-20. And that 25-20, that differential came largely at the very end of the second quarter. The Warriors trailed at a certain point. There were 8 lead changes, and most of that was happening in the second quarter, where, again, the Pacers briefly took a 1-point lead. I think they and again, there were 8 different lead changes. So I'm guessing the back and forth happened 4 different occasions. Maybe there was a lead change at the very beginning. I can't remember. But point is, the Warriors were not pulling away. And in the first half, they couldn't make nearly anything. The Warriors' first half numbers, more specifically, let me look this up from my NBA box score. Here's one thing I want to start doing, and let me know if you folks like this or not. When I go to the box score, I'm just going to start sharing it. And again, I don't know if your screen can see close enough. Maybe this is visually boring, but then again, at least you're not staring at my big mug right in your face. So these are standard NBA box scores. And let me make sure here if you can see it okay. Let me see if I can zoom in a little more on this. And then I'll go to the Warriors half. So the NBA publishes these like official box scores, like the one you're looking at. These are exactly the ones the media get at games, except they're getting handed like paper versions of this, what you're looking at in front of you. If you're on YouTube, if you're part of the podcast audience, I'll articulate the best I can. So I'm scrolling down to the first half numbers. Here's the first half right here. And the Warriors, again, they shot just 23.3% from deep at the half. They were 5 of 21 from deep. Jonathan Kaminga, not a good shooting night for him. I think he finished 1 of 9 shooting from the field total, 1 of 6 in the first half, 3 3-point attempts in that first half. I think he had 1 more. He had 2 more in the third quarter, and then Steve Kerr yanked him, and that was that. So Kaminga finished the game with 5 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists in 20 minutes, 22 seconds. But the first half, again, atrocious. He was 0 of 3. Quinton Post had a good game, and he was maybe one of the exceptions to this bad shooting in the first half. He was 2 of 5 shooting from deep. I guess Draymond Green made 1 of 2, so 50% is a damn good number. Moses Moody hit a 3. I think that was near the end of the first half. He got going, and he thankfully had a good game tonight as well. Al Horford made a 3, I believe, late in the second quarter, and that started his snowball. We'll talk about him in just a second, but Al Horford finished the first half 1 of 3. The rest of the team, again, Kaminga 0 of 3, Brandon Podziemski 0 of 2, Buddy Hield 0 of 2. Side note, I have no idea why Buddy Hield keeps getting minutes. I just don't understand it. I don't get why, just because he's older than other people and has more years of experience than other people, that's an automatic deflection by the coaching staff. Like, well, because you played more than these other people, we're just going to automatically defer to you and give you minutes no matter what. Even when you're on an epically horrible shooting slump, we're just going to keep playing you. Even though defensively you're a massive liability, we're just going to keep playing you. It's insane. But with the youngsters, it's, one mistake, you're done for the half. I guess it depends on the youngster, though, because Brandon Podziemski seems to always get an exception to that rule. Tonight absolutely is a perfect example of that. Steve Kerr loves his ball handlers. He just obsesses over that skill set in the NBA, a skill set that I have argued time and time again is grossly overrated at the NBA level. All these guys can dribble the ball. They can all bring the ball up the court. The Warriors' offensive system, Kerr's system, does not require much ball handling to begin with, at least when they're passing. They're supposed to pass the ball a lot and then move off the ball. So this obsession with needing like a stereotypical point guard is insanity in terms of him giving minutes to people largely dependent on that. But another huge variable in Kerr's mind that's important, again, is being a quote unquote veteran, at which Buddy Hield just fits whatever mold, Steve Kerr is looking for on that front. Side note, Buddy Hield on the year entering tonight's game was shooting just 34.9% from deep. And Buddy in this one was another 0 for 3 night from deep. So 34.9%. That number is going to go down tomorrow. And again, it's just one of those things. It's like, because he played for these bad teams and just, had the freedom to be a 3-point chucker, he made them in volume. Some years the percentage was good. Some years the percentage was questionable, but he just has Kerr's trust. And it's again, crazy. It makes me wonder, like Draymond Green did this video clip the other day. I forgot who he was doing the interview with, but he was asked like who his 5 all-time favorite teammates were in his career, and he listed Buddy as one of the 5. It was shocking. It was evidence to me that Buddy has made an incredible impression on his teammates. Like Jimmy Butler loves him. Draymond Green considers him one of his top 5 all-time favorite teammates. And Steph undoubtedly loves him. You see them sitting together joking around all the time. So it could be something as simple as Steve Kerr sees that the veterans like Buddy, and so he defers to their likes and plays them. I have no clue. Again, the media is never going to ever hold Steve Kerr accountable with difficult questions, so it's an answer we'll likely never get. But Buddy Hield, again, 34.9% entering tonight's game, and he shoots 0 of 3 from deep for the game. In the first half, Buddy Hield was 0 of 2, so he had one more 3-point attempt in the second half. Al Horford, again, was 1 of 3 in the first half. Pat Spencer was 0 for 1. Spencer did not have a good game. And I don't know if we can even call Pat Spencer a good shooter in general. And then Will Richard, who did play 9 minutes, 13 seconds in the first half. He came into the game in the second quarter. I believe it was like the 10th or 11th dude off the bench. And again, why? I'm just asking endlessly, why is Will Richard, who's clearly showing as a rookie, granted a rookie who played 4 years in college and won a national championship. So he does bring that experience from college that Steve Kerr has said in the past he reveres. But he's having a hard time finding minutes in a game. And unless he's having a huge impact out there when he steps in, the odds of him getting consistent minutes is up in the air. I guess it depends on the game. Same goes for every youngster on this team not named Brandon Podziemski. Podziemski, again, he can dribble the ball. So that just automatically means he gets to play more. It's utter insanity. But the player, Will Richard, real quick, he did finish this game with 10 more second half minutes. Did not make a 3 on the night, but Will Richard was still awesome. Finished with 15 points, 4 of 8 shooting from the field. He had 8 free throw attempts. I'm guessing a lot of those came in the fourth quarter during garbage time. But Will Richard he's just awesome, and we're going to talk about him in a little bit in a second. But what I'm talking about here in general is the first half versus the second half. First half shooting for the Warriors, atrocious. 23.8% from deep, just 37.2% from the field. And then you get to the second half. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll just scroll down to, because again, this is a PDF file of the box score. There's one that just has the game as a whole, and then one that's just this big document. And again, if you're at the games as media, they literally give you these pieces of paper. They give you a new one each quarter. And the second half, a whole different story in terms of just production, efficiency. And to me, it started with Jimmy Butler. He was doing everything. I mentioned on the last show, Jimmy Butler's confidant asking, and yes, I do agree, Boris Schusterman saying that Kaminga gets no whistle. I'm immediately seeing that. Not an issue in years past. For some reason this year, all of a sudden the whistles have just been swallowed. And you see that frustration with Kaminga a lot. He just has to look, Kaminga has to, there are moments where you see the struggles get to him and it starts affecting his game. And again, that's part of experience. That's part of growth, where just he needs to learn to fight through moments like that. Part of the issue too is the fact that he only got 20 minutes in this game. And if Kaminga had actually played what a typical starter gets, if you're not the Golden State Warriors, or if you're like a Stephen Curry or something like that, if you're getting like 35 minutes a night, the numbers would still be there. And if you're old enough to remember Kobe Bryant, and forgive me for those of you who just do not want Kobe and Kaminga mentioned in the same sentence, but bear with me for 1 second, because Kobe was Phil Jackson's young project as well. And what did Phil do that Kerr does not do? He lets him play through the mistakes. Kobe Bryant had so many ugly shooting nights early in his career. There were so many moments in Kobe's young career where Phil, if he were Steve Kerr, would have just pulled him and would have limited his minutes instead of knowing this is one of the best players on my team and I need to give this guy 35 minutes regardless. But Kerr just doesn't see him like that. And again, on a night like this, it looks okay because the Warriors got a blowout win. They win by 31, but make no mistake, the decision to not bolster a vitally important player's confidence, to not let this player learn from his mistakes, to not give a player with his talents invaluable minutes for experience, that shit can come and haunt you come March, April. Like, that's the part of it that I don't get. There's like zero foresight with Steve Kerr's decisions. It's all about what can I do now to survive? What can I do in this moment that feels right to me? There is zero thought about, well, if I do this now, it might pay off 3 months from now, 5 months from now. There is no planning of any kind with Kerr's decision making. It's all about surviving in the moment. It's short-sighted. And again, agree to disagree with the head coach in terms of this approach. We beat this topic down extensively. But Jimmy Butler in the second half, let me read these numbers to you really quickly here because they were phenomenal. He played 13 minutes, 27 seconds in the second half, 5 of 7 from the field, added 5 rebounds just in the second half. Weirdly missed 3 free throws. Did not realize that until I remember one of them. So Jimmy Butler in the second half was just 1 of 4 from the free throw line. For the game, Butler was also 1 of 4. Wow, that's interesting. He is not going to win that bet with Stephen Curry, but as I was joking around with someone on the social media scene earlier tonight regarding the bet that Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green have for who's going to finish the season with a higher free throw percentage, who knows? Maybe Jimmy Butler knew all along he was never going to win this bet, and this is just his nice way of sliding a few 100,000 under the table. It's the player's way of circumventing the salary cap. I don't see any rules about bets. Like I don't see anything in the CBA that says one player cannot make $1 million bet with another player, because who knows? Like, who knows how creative these folks are getting in terms of sliding around some extra cash. Look, Jimmy Butler's making nearly $60 million this year, and he knows full well Draymond Green is his enforcer. Maybe that's what the bet was all about. I have no idea. But the point is, he's not going to win that bet. And 1 for 4 from the free throw line from Jimmy Butler tonight. That was the one blemish that I'm seeing on the box score. Jimmy Butler in that second half, first of all, just to finish up, 5 boards, 4 assists, added a steal as well, 11 points. He finishes the night again as our FanDuel player of the game, led the team in scoring with 21 points in 30 minutes and 6 seconds of play. The only player who played more than him was, you guessed it, Brandon Podziemski, who we're going to talk about in a little bit, and who, side note, did not have a good game. I cannot believe the number of Steve Kerr apologists out there who had the audacity to try to come at me tonight and say, but dude, Podziemski played more because he actually was playing well. Was he? Are you sure about that? Do you actually have eyes that you're using to watch a game? Or are you actually taking a look at the box score to see just how badly he was shooting the ball? It's utterly asinine, the double standard that's presented for these players. But I digress. Jimmy Butler at the moment, let's give him his flowers here one more time. 21 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, also had a block. His buddy Ernie said this on Twitter. I repeated it on the show the other night. if Stephen Curry isn't playing, why is Jimmy Butler not running your offense? And Doobie Doo in our chat saying that Draymond Green said, "Oh, Kaminga's tired." Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking about Jimmy Butler. Maybe that's why we haven't seen a game like this from him until tonight, because he's had the lower back issues. This version of Jimmy has not shown up. I know we're only 11 games into the season, and maybe someone out there disagrees with me. If so, I mean, let me know. But this is the first time that Jimmy Butler looked like himself. Like, he just took over this game. So he is our player of the game, again, courtesy of FanDuel. Bravo to Jimmy Butler. Hell of a night. He earned his paycheck this evening. And one last stat to mention about Jimmy Butler: 10 of 15 from the field. That is 66.7% shooting. So kudos to him. I want to give kudos as well to Quinton Post, who I thought had a terrific night. If we get this version of him the rest of the season, and again, the one issue that I've been bringing up with Quinton Post repeatedly is, can he be consistent? Can he do this every night? That is what separates good from great in professional sports, and especially the NBA. Everyone who's in the NBA has talent. Everybody who's in the NBA is the best in the whole world when it comes to this beautiful sport. But what separates the all-stars and the players getting big paydays, and the players starting consistently, and the players getting endorsement deals versus everyone else, is consistency, is the ability to do it night after night after night. And if Quinton Post can do that, the Warriors have their center position solved. I mean, like, and look, his three-point shooting was okay. It wasn't great, but I did think he was timely. He also had some awesome possessions, scoring the bucket inside the key near the rim. I loved seeing that because the dude's 7 feet tall, and I don't see him taking advantage of his size nearly enough. I did see that tonight, at least from my observation. And so Quinton Post, again, flowers to him for 14 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Here, let me share my box score again. I'm sorry, just in case you folks wanted to see that. I'll now show you my general game box score. This is the one that just has all the stats total. Let me zoom in a little more so you folks can see that hopefully a little better. Hope you can see that. There we go. So Quinton Post, again, a terrific night for him. But Al Horford, I mean, when we talk about the floodgates opening up, I know that's a metaphorical statement, but it comes as close to reality as it gets with the 39-year-old center who has been nothing short of just awful to start the season. I mean, talk about validating all of Armando Lora's criticisms about the signing. I mean, he just looked old and slow and ineffective. And at a bare minimum, if he's draining his threes, that can help the team and all of us watching overlook some of these other deficiencies. But the threes have not been falling as well until tonight. Al Horford finished this game. He had 6 field goal attempts, and they were all 3-point attempts. He made 4 of them. Dude hit 66.7%, right? Wait, no, hold on. Yeah, I think that's it. 66.7% of his 3-point shots. He added 4 rebounds in this game, 1 assist, had 2 turnovers, had 3 blocks. You always love to see that from your center. So those 3-pointers representing all of his points. Those threes, also 3 of those 4 coming in the second half as part of that massive push at the end of the third quarter leading into the fourth, where the Warriors just blew this game wide open. Al Horford was a huge part of that. So kudos to him. Penny Tomlinson in our chat saying Armando's going to look wrong about Al Horford soon enough. I respect your optimism, Penny, and I do hope you're right. I don't know if you'll be right, but I hope you're right. But Al Horford was fantastic. So anyways, let's see if any sound has come down. Usually the multimedia is more available when the team is home. And again, this is the last night before they start a 6-game road trip, which is going to be grueling. Insane opposition. Stephen Curry likely going to play to start that. And we do already have a Steve Kerr soundbite. I wonder what cliches he's going to be dropping tonight. Oh, he actually talked about Kaminga. All right, let's hear it. I'll actually appreciate this. And again, tomorrow, by the way, friendly reminder, Aaron Turner, Kaminga's agent, will be joining the program. And I'm guessing he is going to have some opinions about the minutes and the usage and all that good stuff. Let's hear really quickly. This is a short clip, 11 seconds, courtesy of Joseph Dykes. He is a Warriors beat reporter for the Mercury News. Turn the volume up on your devices because I'm guessing this is courtesy of a cell phone audio. But here's Steve Kerr talking about Jonathan Kaminga, and who, again, I'm not pretending he had a good night. All I'm saying is, if you're thinking big picture here, which you should be thinking if you're trying to win a 5th championship, what good does limiting his minutes do instead of letting him play through his mistakes? I will say this: Kaminga was not hurting the team. He was still in the positive in net rating. He was still playing defense. Again, the rebounding is there. He leads the team in rebounding. He was averaging 7.1 entering tonight. I felt like that was one of the biggest criticisms coming from all of his haters was, why is he not crashing the glass? Even though he always has been. The numbers verify that. He just had a lack of minutes. Well, the minutes aren't that much better now, but he's still getting those boards. He had 5 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. It was nice seeing only 1 turnover as well. And let's listen to Steve Kerr talk about his youngster and why he got limited minutes. Again, this is only 11 seconds. I'm curious to see what or hear what Steve Kerr has to say.
Just a tough night. Every night is different, and wasn't his night, but Tuesday could be his night. So you just got to keep playing.
Yeah, he just I just don't think he has any thought about the future. I just don't ever see it with him ever. He never thought about it with Durant in terms of keeping Durant happy so he'd stick around. And I don't think he thinks about that with any of his youngsters, except for Brandon Podziemski. Let's listen to another soundbite real fast here, because I saw a second one of Kerr and just up on my feed right here. This was just this one is 54 seconds. Who is this courtesy of? This is also Joseph Dykes. And this is Kerr talking about the game as a whole tonight, acknowledging they haven't been playing well. I mean, you take out the 4th quarter and that part of the 3rd quarter tonight, and this has been an ugly stretch of Warriors basketball. Thank goodness those shots started raining down. Thank goodness Jimmy Butler flipped that switch into a whole other gear. Thank goodness Mike Dellinger Jr. drafted Will Richard. Moses Moody also rediscovered his shot tonight. I'll talk about him in just a second. But here is Steve Kerr again, this time talking about the team, the game as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, we're not playing very well. Clearly, we had a great 4th quarter, end of 3rd, and then 4th quarter, the ball started moving. There was some flow. But overall, we haven't played real well. But I'm very confident in this team. It's going to be a tough trip. As you mentioned, 2 back-to-backs. We kind of felt like, getting through this early part of the schedule in one piece, and if we're healthy, and win our share of games, it sets up the rest of the season well for us. So obviously we gave a couple games away, but all in all, we're pretty healthy, and we're going to get there. I can picture the team. I can see what kind of team we're going to be, but we don't really have our identity yet.
Hold on just a second. Did he just say he can picture how things are going to go? Oh, are we reverting to Steve Kerr's intuition again? We're still doing this? Hold on, listen to that last part again. Oh boy.
And we're going to get there. I can picture the team. I can see what kind of team we're going to be, but we don't really have our identity yet.
Oh, Steve Kerr is a fortune teller now. Oh, yes. Delayed entertainment saying the sensei, Steve Kerr, Notre Dame's Kerr. Oh, boy, he's digging deep into the gut feelings. He's going extra on the intuition. Oh, I really want to think fondly of this man. It's a huge reason why I want him to go away. I want to just, my memories of Kerr, I want them to be fond. I don't want to remember him as this guy at the end, just having no clue in terms of managing a team that is not set up for him, not having no clue in terms of developing youngsters, having no clue in terms of just personnel management outside of your core veterans. Congratulations for winning them over. I mean, but what have you done since? I mean, oh my God, that is crazy. That is crazy. Anyway, so that's Steve Kerr. Again, courtesy of Joseph Dykes. Thank you very much for those sound bites. Kerr is that was a little something extra there. And I hope he's right. Again, like my ultimately, I'll say this till the end of time. I mean, hopefully Steve Kerr won't be the coach till the end of time. Win that 5th championship, I'll shut the F up forever. For the rest of Steve Kerr's days. And forgive me if I end up losing you as an audience member if that happens, but win a championship, win the 5th, because that 5th is such a difference maker for Stephen Curry's legacy. And in my humble opinion, I'm sorry for sounding like a broken record here, but Steph deserves it. He's that good. He's that special. The difference between 4 and 5, if you're not sure about that, or if you think that I'm being hyperbolic, emphasizing the difference between a 4th and 5th championship, do you think Kobe has the same legacy if he has 4 instead of 5? Do you think Magic Johnson has the same legacy if he has 4 instead of 5? Do you think Tim Duncan has the same legacy if he has 4 instead of 5? You're getting the gist, I hope. It matters in terms of these like the history of the game. And Steph is that good. Like, he wins a 5th, he's on Mount Rushmore. And he should have been at 5 by now already. It's like again, win a 5th, coach, and I will forever be your servant. And I'll even get a tattoo on my body of you, for F's sake, man. But win a 5th, please, for the love of God. And I just don't know if hearing him talk like that makes me feel better. I don't know. I hope he's right. God damn it, I hope he's right. I just don't feel good about anything he says. I digress. I want to give some love to a couple other players here. It's going to be a short and sweet show tonight. I got just a lot of commitments. I got to get up very early in the morning, and these shows are impossible for me to calm down immediately afterwards. I am up for hours. Adrenaline's pumping, and I got to get to sleep a little early. So we're going to keep this short. I will bring a few audience members on if folks are interested. I want to really quickly here give some love to Moses Moody, though, because his last outing was atrocious. And tonight, I felt like he started getting his feet under him again and his shooting stroke going again. He had that beautiful 4-point play. In case you guys missed that, it's my favorite play in basketball, a 4-point play. And it's usually done by Stephen Curry, who I believe is the all-time leader in 4-point plays. Moses Moody had one tonight, finished the game, played a second shy of 23 minutes, 4 of 11 from the field, 3 of 9 from deep. Also had 3 free throw attempts, made 2 of them, added 3 boards, added an assist, and had 2 steals and a block. We can't disregard what he does on the defensive end. And I said this, and he finished the game with 13 points while shooting 33% from the 3-point line. To me, and I don't know if you folks agree, G4M is saying Andrew Wiggins is the all-time leader in 4-point plays. Are you that's a fact? How is that true? Are you sure about that, G4M? Hold on a second. Now I gotta look. I gotta Google search this. Career. Wait, hold on. Record. How do you search this? Record 4-point plays NBA. And if I can't find it from this, I'll move on, because I know doing Google searches in the middle of a broadcast, not exactly titillating content. Well, Google initially is saying that actually James Harden is the all-time leader. That makes a little more sense. So it's not Steph. Again, this is according to Google, and they're sourcing something from Reddit. Something from so this is hold on. This is not a verifiable source. All right, I'm going to have to go back and look this up because I can't find any immediate answers from this. But from a really quick Google search, and this is courtesy of a Threads account called Crazy Stats, and their handle is NBA Crazy Stats. The top 10 most 4-point plays completed since 96-97, including the postseason. James Harden, number 1 with 100. Stephen Curry, second with 69. Jamal Crawford, third with 59. The only other active, and again, the Harden thing makes sense. That clown is a free throw merchant. So G4M, first of all, what the hell are you doing trying to feed me bullshit information? You almost got me on that. But James Harden, again, just a gimmicky, like flopping tubby bitch. I really despise him for doing that as much as he does, just constantly foul baiting. And so it doesn't surprise me that he's actually the leader the more I think about it. So James Harden with 104-point plays, Steph with 69, Jamal Crawford with 59. Other active players on the list, Dame Lillard with 47, Chris Middleton with 36, Kevin Durant with 33, Jordan Clarkson, that's a funky one. He's with the Knicks currently with 32. Kyle Lowry, I think he's still in the NBA, still with the Sixers, I believe, with 29. So that's your list of 4-point plays. And add Moses Moody to the list of players who had him, at least for today. G4M. Now you're trying to save face saying you're talking about this year. I don't care about just this year. Come on now. I was talking about all the time. But yeah, so Moody had a great game. And for those wondering, in terms of the box score, let me post a link now just in case anybody wants to join on. And again, we're going to try to make this fast. If you want to come on the show, that's great. Just please don't be insulted if I wrap you up fast. Again, just because I got to make this short and sweet. But the link will be in the chat for anyone who wants to come on. I want to finish the stats. Steve Perry, why don't you shut the F up? I've said this before and I'll say it again. The chat is not there for you to be a dick. All right. The chat is there for you to have your voice heard if you're interested. If you want to be a golden dazer, I see all of your posts. If you really want me to emphasize what you write, that's what the pay chats are for. If you're just going to be a troll and a dick, you're out. It just doesn't serve a purpose. All right. This is not like a free speech thing. This is we're doing a live show here. And for whether you like it or not, I'm the host. And so don't be a dick to the host. It's not a complicated premise. Julian, I'm going to bring you on in just a second. Alan Day is coming on in just a second. Real quick, I want to mention Brandon Podziemski, because a lot of people, again, the Steve Kerr apologists out there, and I already saw it. I already had people literally, because apparently I've become synonymous with Jonathan Kaminga, even though all I've ever asked for and argued for and advocated for from the very beginning was just minutes, because that's how you develop players. You play them. There is no better teaching methodology. But you have the issue. And so you immediately had these Kerr apologists coming, dude, Podziemski actually played well tonight. What are you talking about? Why are you saying there's a double standard, bro? Here's why. Because Brandon Podziemski played 31 minutes and 40 seconds. Led the team in minutes. But, huge but. Through the first 3 quarters of this game, Podziemski was just 2 of 8 from the field. He was 0 of 4 from deep. Kaminga was 0 of 5, to give you some perspective, all right? He only had 4 rebounds. Kaminga had double that number at this point with 8. He had more turnovers than Kaminga. He had 2 to 1 for Kaminga. Only had 1 assist. Side note, that's what he finished with. That was through 3 quarters. So in the fourth quarter, again, if you think Podziemski's the reason for that run, you're gaslighting, plain and simple. It was Jimmy Butler. It was Al Horford. It was Moses Moody. It was Will Richard. but Steve Kerr needs his ball handler. So Podziemski got fourth quarter minutes as well. Brandon Podziemski played 8 minutes and 8 seconds in that fourth quarter. He got half of his points in that fourth quarter. So Podziemski finishes this game with 14 points, 6 rebounds. That's the positive spin on Brandon Podziemski's night. Oh, Shri is joining us. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm going to bring you on immediately. But here are the negatives, and they're big ones for Brandon Podziemski. 1 of 6 from deep. Started the game 0 of 5. Made his last 3-point attempt. 1 of 6. And he's already struggling from deep on the year. 1 assist for your point guard. He led the team in minutes and only got 1 assist. And he's still second worst on the team in free throw shooting. I bring that up because even though he was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, that's good. It's not great, but it's good. There is no reason for him to miss free throws. And I think that missed free throw was actually I think it was a technical foul shot. My point is, this was not a great night for him. 2 turnovers, 1 assist for your starting point guard in 31 minutes and 40 seconds. Kaminga had 2 assists. Draymond Green had 3 assists. Quinton Post had more assists than Brandon Podziemski. Jimmy Butler had 7 assists. Buddy Hield had 2 assists. Pat Spencer had more assists. The favoritism is wild. The double standard is insane. And all I could personally hope for is when DeAnthony Melton is healthy, that's where the minutes go. Otherwise, if Brandon Podziemski is given this much faith in games that matter, meaning against teams that actually will present a formidable challenge, yeah, there's no title, there's no nothing. Sharia, where have you been? Good to see you.
I went out of town this weekend, but I've been laying low. And then I fell asleep because the games were coming on so late. I couldn't hang. I'm on the East Coast, so it was kind of hard.
Well, this road trip's good for you, right?
Yeah.
Some of the games, at least. Some of the games.
I know. Some of them will be.
I'm going to bring Julian on in just a second here, but what was your immediate reaction to this game? Are you feeling good about it? Are you focusing on those first 3 quarters? Like,
it's 2 different games in one.
Yeah, it was
2 different games in one. I don't know why Poz is on the floor for so long. I just don't get it. I don't know what he's doing. I know he had like 14 points or whatever, but he's not a joy to watch. I just have to be honest. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not a Poz hater, but it's cringe sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's selfish. He's a selfish player at times. If you cannot facilitate, why are you there? Like, he's always searching for his own shot. Like, 1 assist.
That's crazy.
And nothing is ever said.
Why can't he boost that number? I don't understand. I feel like me in my 40s, I have to start calling this late 40s soon. I'm not there yet, but it's creeping. But I feel like I can get 2 assists in a basketball game. I really do.
Buddy
I don't get that part of it whatsoever.
Buddy had assists. And he wasn't doing much out there himself, but he had assists. Like, it's never spoken about. I just don't get it. I don't exactly. I don't get it. It's never mentioned. But also, if you're allowed on the floor that long and nothing ever happens, I guess, you could do it.
I don't get it. Julian is on the show. We got 2 folks from Jersey invading this program. Sit tight, folks. Grab your chair handles and white knuckle that bitch. Here we go. Julian, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How's everyone on the panel?
Doing well.
So I joke around a lot in the chat, so people probably don't know my personality for real. But to be serious, this is hurting watching these games. It's really,
so just to clarify, folks, the Julian in the chat is not the Julian in real life is not the huge shit stirring, borderline massive asshole, just a colossal button pusher. That's not really you in real life. We have to make that clear.
I like to spice it up, like when I'm when I'm shitting on Reggie Miller and saying Kyle Lowry has a better resume than him. So that's just rock the boat. But again, I'm saying watch it. I wanted to get on a few games ago, but you had a lot of guests like Armando. He's been great, and it's hurting watching these games because we've seen the pattern for years. So 2 years ago, okay, we can excuse it. Last year we can excuse it, but it's Steph Curry's almost done as far as close to retirement. Butler only has maybe 2 years to go. And Green, as much as people want to criticize other players on the team, Draymond Green hasn't had a good start to the season either. And what I'm seeing from this team is that the chemistry can be possible if Steve Kerr stops with his rotations. It doesn't make any sense. And what I'm seeing, and I know that people hate when you talk or when I talk about pods, but
me too. Don't worry.
3 games in a row, what I'm noticing is pods cannot see the right side of the floor. So when there's pick and rolls or he's going to his left, there's so many times that people are open in the corner on the right side or some kind of opening with a circle gap, and he doesn't swing it over. And also what I'm noticing is that he has his ego is getting in the way because he wants to be a star, but the stats don't back it up. And I see that he only passes willingly to Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green. Now, pay attention to the game. He's very reluctant to pass it to anyone else that he views as a peer. And that's what's disrupting our chemistry right now. And I wish people can really analyze what's going on in the game. And there's a play today. Kaminga struggling, but he did everything right as far as 8 rebounds. Yeah. He should have more assists because he's getting people open, and he was playing great defense. Now, if you are a point guard and you both get a steal and the team is not with you, did anyone see that fast break where it was just Pods and Kaminga? Kaminga's right behind you. He's a 6'7" super athlete. Mm-hmm. Get him an easy bucket. I've never seen any point guard or 2 guard or even someone that understands the concept of the game do what Pods did, which is take the layup himself. It was absolutely disgusting. And the reason why is because you have to understand momentum is real. Energy is real. The chemistry is real. If you would have given that free bucket to your super athlete that would have windmilled it or cocked it back and caused a slam, got the crowd in it, we wouldn't have been struggling for the first 3 quarters. And you made a great point when you brought up Pods, his stat line. Kaminga at 20 minutes had a better game than Pods had at 29 minutes.
Easily.
I was keeping track of it. His 14 points and whatever he got came in the following minutes, especially in the fourth quarter. So now that is oblivious. If Kaminga got 12 more minutes with his 8 rebounds and 2 assists, I guarantee he would have had a double-double with at least 5 assists if he got that extra 12 minutes. So that's enough about those players. And the last thing about Steve Kerr that it's not making sense to me is that you have Will Richard. He's proven himself. He does nothing wrong on the court when he's there. But yet, since he's had that 30-point game, you're not playing him for a whole quarter and a half. And Pat Spencer, even though he has a good plus-minus, he was horrible when he was out there playing point guard. And if you give Pat Spencer Will Richard's minutes, Will Richard could have had easily close to 30 tonight. Mm-hmm. And he's looking for a point guard because we're down. Will Richard played point guard in college. And you can give Pat Spencer Will Richard's minutes.
Did he really?
He wasn't playing Will Richard at shooting guard or with Pat Spencer a lot of those minutes. So it did make sense to me. But go ahead.
No, I didn't know Will Richard played the point in college. Julian, any final thoughts? I'm going to try to get through this as quick as possible. Yeah. Strictly Chorizo is going to finish up our audience tonight. Any final thoughts?
I'll just say that it's not looking good unless a mental internal shift happens, because the talent is there, but there's something wrong with the head coach, and the vets on this team have to speak to him as well, or it's just going to be a wasted season.
Good call. Good call. You nailed it, Julian. We just nailed it.
He's right.
Sharia, any follow up to that?
He's right. Will Richard needs to start. I think he should start. I'd rather kick Pods out and put Will in.
Here's what I propose. Here's what I propose tonight, Sharia. Let me know what you think, and everyone else can let me know as well. Obviously, because one thing that I just don't get is all the substitutions. And I don't know if if Rick Celebrini, who heads the medical department with the Warriors, I don't know if this is his advice, but I don't understand why Kerr feels a need to pull players every 6 minutes, right? We see it as scripted. Like when you see like 5 minutes and change remaining in a quarter, you suddenly see like 3, 4, maybe all 5 players subbed out. Usually it's like 3 or 4 at once, and then the fifth one gets subbed out a minute or so later. I don't get that. Like to me, that disrupts the momentum. It prevents players from getting into rhythm, and I know strength in numbers is an adage that I myself firmly believe in. I think every one of the championships, except for maybe the third one with Durant, like you needed depth to carry you at the end of the day. I feel like this team has more than enough depth and more than enough talent that you don't need to really go beyond the ninth guy, right? And here's what I proposed, at least on social media. Shreya, let me know what you think about this idea, which again, to me, I thought was a very simple premise, and maybe it's not, but because but again, the coaching staff doesn't really like to do anything that's easy. But to me, this situation is fixed, no problem, if you give these players the following minutes. And I'll start with a night like tonight, and actually we'll leave it with that, because if Steph comes back, then you got to mix this up a little bit. But on a night like this, you give Podziemski 35 minutes. You give Will Richard 35 minutes. You give Jonathan Kaminga 35 minutes. You give Moses Moody 35 minutes. You give Jimmy Butler 30 minutes. You give Draymond Green 25 minutes. And all the remaining minutes, which is approximately, I think, 35-ish, you split up between whoever has the hot hand in the center position, whether it's Quinton Post, whether it's Guy Santos playing small ball 3, whether it's Al Horford if he's shooting like he is tonight. But I don't see the point of this mad scientist bullshit that Kerr is still doing, where he's just experimenting. Like, we've been seeing experiments from him when it comes to rotations for 3 years now, more than that. That it's wholly unnecessary. Like, that to me is a simple solution. What do you think?
I agree. I don't ever want to see 3 players come out at once for no reason. I just don't want to see it. And I also do not want to see Buddy and Pods on the floor at the same time. That just grinds my gears. Why? Both of them on the floor at the same time does not add any value whatsoever.
By the way, Mike G in the chat saying that they're glad that I'm not the coach. Why? Provide specifics. Like, what did I just say that you disagree with, instead of just coming on here and just being a troll? And again, I invite people to come on the show and actually have discourse, and why you just take a dig like that without providing any specifics. Mike, I know who you are from Twitter as well, and I know you're typically a Steve Kerr apologist. I also know you're like a rabid liberal, which begs the question, do you like Kerr entirely because of his politics, in the same way that Jim Park hates Kerr entirely because of his politics? Just some of what I see on Twitter. But Mike, just follow up and explain to me what it is that I'm saying that you strongly disagree with, because I never see specifics. All I see is just if I criticize Kerr, just he's the 9-time champion. Yeah, like I never see specifics for why you think what he's doing is right, other than he was the top dog for 4 championships. And to me, it's utter disrespect to Steph if you're crediting Kerr for those titles. And what am I saying that you disagree with, and why, instead of just being a dick? Okay, so, and Mike G is saying you don't have a Twitter. Okay, it's another Mike G. Then explain yourself. Instead of telling me you don't have a Twitter, explain yourself, please. Shreya, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying I don't want to see Pods and Buddy anymore together. I don't like that. But I do like seeing Will Richard with Moody. And I do like seeing Will Richard with Kaminga. You can put Will anywhere. You can put him anywhere, and he's going to do well. Yeah. I hate the fact that it feels like he's not getting the minutes and the opportunity because he's a rookie. Mind you, over there, not to compare, but the Sixers are letting their rookie run, letting him run. And I think that's what we need to do. But of course, that's not what's going to happen.
I want to skip ahead in the line. Alan, sit tight. You're going to be next. Strictly Chris Rowe is it chorizo, Crismo?
Cristo.
I'm going to give you a shot. You're new. I've never seen you before, so I want to welcome you to the program. I love the shirt. And what's your name and welcome to the program. How are you doing?
Hey, Cy, it's Cristo. Thanks for having me on.
Cristo. Okay. So ignore that second part. It's just strictly Cristo. Like the sandwich, like the amazing breakfast sandwich. Is that what we're talking about? That's a Monte Cristo.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I love Monte Cristos. I don't know if you folks know what that is. It's like the bread. The bread of the sandwich is French toast, and then you're putting in there like bacon, eggs. It's fantastic, and it even gets. Anyways, Strictly, great to see you. What's on your mind tonight? And say hello to Shreya too.
Yeah, that last guy, he really said a lot, and he was right about just about everything. I agreed with about 95% of what that guy said. Can't remember his name, but the guy was on right before me, and I agree with you that Steve Kerr, he seems to have the set rotation. He doesn't seem to vary from it very much. But can you remember early in the season when they did this new lineup? They hadn't ever played as a team before. It included Al Horford and Draymond, and they had all the big guys out there. Kaminga, I think, was it's this new 5-man lineup they'd never tried before, and it worked. So shouldn't you be, maybe I'm playing devil's advocate here, but shouldn't you be?
Are you talking about opening night, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
The lineup that Steve Kerr never thought of once until he had two assistants come to him and say, "Why don't you try this out?" Like the lineup that I feel like most people would just defer to as common sense. I brought this up with Sam Gordon too. He just had no answer to that. Beat reporter, because I asked him, I'm like, "Dude, was that not crazy to you?" And just silence. Like
it worked.
These media types are like afraid of Kerr. It's wild. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't understand why we don't see that regularly. I don't get it. I really don't. You're making too good of a point. You come to the right place to express an opinion like that, because at least I wholeheartedly agree. Shreya, what are your thoughts on what Strictly here is saying, which is basically what we saw opening night, the lineup that beat the Lakers, and that closing lineup was it was Steph, and Steph wasn't there tonight, so that's part of why he couldn't do that this evening. But still, I get the premise is the same, where you go with the 5 best players. And in this case, it was Steph, Jimmy, Kaminga, Draymond Green, and Al Horford, and they kicked ass. That was that's your 5. Yeah, I don't. And look, you could
really come through this season, and tonight really came through tonight too.
And you could swap Horford out for Moody. You could swap Horford out for Will Richard. But
Will Richard has been amazing this season. What a score as a rookie!
Unreal. Makes you wonder, like, how the hell did this guy fall to 54th or whatever the pick number was in the unreal.
Somebody missed out. We lucked out.
Strictly, where are you at, sir? Where in the world are you joining us from?
I've lived in Santa Cruz for the last 50 years, since 1976.
Oh, congratulations, sir. Are you in East Side or West Side? Where are you? Right
now, I'm actually in Aptos. I live in Live Oak, right in between Capitola and SoCal.
One of my maybe he is my best friend. He lives in Aptos, and I don't see him as much as I used to, but that's a beautiful part of our state. Bravo, sir.
It's nice here. I like it here.
Yeah, we go down to surf and Risa or the Hook. What's up?
I'm gonna go traveling. I'm gonna go hang out with my dad down in Tucson for a while. Then I'm going to New Hampshire for the first time to visit my mom out there. And then if I'm lucky, I'm gonna get to go travel to Greece, to Crete, to the island of Crete again.
Hey now. Good stuff.
Yeah.
You're all over the place. You're going to Arizona, New Hampshire, Greece.
Yeah, and then back to Santa Cruz eventually, because this is home base. But I've been a Warriors fan since I was like 19 years old for like 30 years. I love this team.
Oh, there you go, brother. Congratulations. Are you old enough to be a Rick Barry fan, or is that too old for you?
No, I'm more like the Run TMC era. Like I was
okay, you're with me. All right, okay, yeah, that was my era too. Yeah. Let me ask you this before you go, Strictly, because I have this debate with some other old school Warriors fans. Like I had one in particular I was talking with today, and he was like, I feel like the only people that really dislike Kerr are the bandwagoners. And I was like, dude, you're talking to right now? He goes, well, I just what I see online. And I'm like, dude, and so my response to this person was, did you forget Nelly? Like, did you forget that we had to suffer through that small ball bullshit for
Remember when Latrell Sprewell choked his ass for being a bastard?
Well, that was PJ Felicimo, but yes, it other draw. But the Nelly years, it was all small ball. Like the dude traded Mitch Richmond because he thought Billy Owens was like perfect prototype small ball 4. And side note, that move backfired tremendously. But That's a huge reason why I get riled up as much as I do. I hate small ball. Despise it. I have nothing but pure disdain for it. It doesn't work unless you have the perfect personnel.
Always work.
What's up?
Fun to watch, though, Cy. It's fun to watch.
Depends. I mean, look.
Cy, can I say something? I've been a fan of yours for a while, and I feel like you have legitimate grievances about Steve Kerr and his coaching style. Does he develop young players other than Pods and maybe Moody? I haven't seen it, and you have other legitimate grievances. You should coach the team, Cy.
I might coach youth or some, something that actually matters someday again. But the NBA, I don't know. I'm not diplomatic enough for that corporate environment. Not at this age of my life. James Bob saying I can't emphasize this enough. I don't hate the man. I have nothing. It's not personal. It's just he's the head coach of a NBA team making $19 million a year. And when he's making piss poor rotational decisions, which is a huge part of his job description, and I'm the only one calling it out. That's I don't think I'd sound as crazy to certain people. And again, when I say certain people, I mean just like the ones who only consume like legacy media, the ones who only listen to Steve Kerr sycophants. Yeah, I probably come off as like, whoa, what's this? But I mean, how can you justify the rotational decisions? How can you justify like Pat Spencer tonight, for example? 16 minutes, 11 seconds.
You're supposed to praise the sensei.
I don't hate him. I just
know enough to say if he's a good coach or not. Honestly, I think he does okay.
If your last name is Kerr, how do you name your son Nicholas? Like, explain that one to me.
That's questionable. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he wasn't thinking. But the thing about it is with Steve Kerr, I feel like if you watch the games for the last 3 years, you would be frustrated too. I don't think a lot of these people watch the games. I think they watch the highlights and they listen to other media. You have to watch the games to understand everyone's frustration. Not everyone, but our frustration with Steve Kerr. I think he's a great coach. But if you watch the games and you see the rotation and how up and down, and it's like a fucking circus, excuse my French, you would be just as frustrated as we are. Those are people that do not watch the games.
No, he's right, because I watched the game and then I watched the highlights again so I could watch it twice.
Me too.
Yeah, see, we're real fans. But most fans, quote unquote, they're just gonna watch SportsCenter at night on ESPN and watch some highlights. But real fans, we appreciate guys like you, Cy, because I think your analysis is good. I agree with most of what
all I can do. But I will say this, and thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate it, man. All I can follow up to that is I don't just think of opinions and just spit it out. Like I talk to a lot of people with these. If I have a new idea, for example, or something new I notice and it just pushes against any narratives out there, I will first screen it. And I screen it with NBA people, like either people have been around this game for decades at the NBA level, played it. There's one executive. If you knew who that person was, you guys would be mind blown. I can't reveal some of these people I talk to. My point is, though, I do have a filter, and that filter is other pros. And when I talk to them and I tell them, what I'm thinking, if they say that's crazy, which rarely happens, but it has, then I'll say, okay, maybe I should rethink bringing this up. But when they're telling me, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Is anyone else saying that? And my response is always no. And then they go like, what? And then I come on the show, and that's the genesis for talking points on this program.
I appreciate you, Cy.
Yeah, me too.
I appreciate all of you. Before you go, when are you leaving for Arizona and starting your travels?
End of the year, January.
Oh, you got some time. All right. Do you surf in Surf City?
More of like a body whomper. I boogie board and go and splash in the waves a lot.
It's better than nothing, man. Yeah. Enjoy the ocean. You live in paradise, sir. Bravo. Thanks for coming on with us, Strictly.
I agree. It's nicer. Thanks for having me on, Cy.
It is. Thank you so much. Sharia, have you ever been to Santa Cruz, California, and the Central Coast?
No, I've only been to Santa Monica and to LA, but that was like for an award show. It wasn't like I was in and out, red eye.
Is now a good time to talk about that, by the way? Like you're like what you do for a living? Because when I learned that recently, I mean, you told us on the show what you do, but with the moment I did a tiny bit of research on you, you've got some cred.
Thank you.
Tell the audience what you do for a living for real. I mean, like in detail, like what your profession is intricately.
So I work in major motion picture and television as a hairstylist. So I just do straight movies and television shows and live performance also.
Wow.
So
So
I've
you
been
know a
doing
lot
that.
of crazy people, correct?
I know a lot of people.
But I guess my one question is for someone in your position who's making actors, artists, people in the entertainment industry, you're making them look good.
Mm-hmm.
But how does that work when you're in Jersey? Is it a proximity to New York City? Is that how you pull it off? Or
I used to live in Astoria, Queens, so I was around a lot of the studios, like not far from Steiner Studios, Kaufman Astoria Studios, Broadway stages. So I was in the heart of it, but now I live in Jersey and I'm about 15 minutes from the Holland Tunnel. So sometimes it takes me 27 minutes just to get to Brooklyn. So I'm not
that's not
far.
bad.
No.
No, that's not a bad commute at all.
Mm-mm.
So I'm sure you've seen and heard a lot of crazy shit. I was going to ask you some celebrity gossip.
If I can answer, I'll answer.
I'll save it
if
for
I
another
can't,
show.
I
I'll save it for another
Yeah.
show. We're already well deep into this. But yeah, so folks, in case you're unfamiliar, Sharia is a big deal. I mean, she's not just coming out of the woodwork here talking about the Warriors. Like, you've got a
No.
background and you've got the beautiful family. Congratulations. We're
Thank
lucky
you.
to have you. We're graced.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And let's
Thank
bring
you.
Alan Day on the program, who joins us. You mentioned Santa
Hey.
Monica a moment ago. I
Yeah.
believe you joined us live from Santa Monica. What shirt is that? Is that a St. Louis Cardinals shirt? And good to see
the
you, brother.
Lou. The Lou.
A Louisville
The Lou.
Cardinal. Okay.
No, the Lou. The Lou. That's the
Oh, the
nickname.
Lou.
It's the Lou. Yeah, I'm from
Dude,
St.
more
Louis.
importantly, who is this guy or a girl?
Oh,
What's going on?
that's
Who it
my
is?
sheepadoodle, Miles.
Miles.
Yeah, it's Miles. My
Oh,
little
Miles. What's
sheepadoodle.
up, buddy? How old is Miles?
He's 4. He watches the games with us. So
Perfect. That's my pup's
he's
4
cool.
too. It's an
Yeah.
ideal age, dude. Like, because my
Yeah.
experience, and let me know, it's different for everyone, but my experience is 3 is when they just magically hit that maturity switch and they calm down quite a bit. And then but really 5 is where like it's a sweet spot. But where's your puppy right now in terms of just being a chill dog who doesn't destroy your home?
He's out of puppy stage, but he still has a lot of energy. So he's
Hey,
but
Miles.
he's a cuddler. He just wants to cuddle, hang out,
Yeah.
lay up. He's a cool pup, man.
We got
But
really in the
yeah.
chat saying play Miles over Podziemski. His defense will be better. Dude,
I
Miles
hear
is
you,
a
man.
Miles. Can you hear me, buddy? Miles.
I have
Oh, you have your
hold
thing
on.
on? Okay, all good. Okay.
Yeah, I have the AirPods. Yeah, man.
That is a precious dog, man. Bravo,
Appreciate it.
dude.
Appreciate it, man. It's
Hey,
a
Miles. Hey,
comfort dog. I
buddy.
need it.
What's on your mind,
I
Alan?
need
What's going on?
man, although what did they win by? 30, 20,
31. I know, which is insane. I
31?
couldn't believe that. Yeah.
So for me, it feels like they won by maybe 7. Okay.
Right.
It didn't seem like a 30-point win. And if you ever, I'm pretty sure you saw my viral tweet some time ago where I mentioned that Steve Kerr is a chef that can cook. He just had great knives. You know what I
Full
mean?
title. And he has a kitchen.
Yeah. He's a chef who can't cook. He always had the best knives. And when it was time for him to cook, he just looked like me. He looked like a regular Joe. He can't cook, man. And a lot of the things, because it doesn't make sense. Like the things that he do, it doesn't make sense because it's just obvious. It's obvious that the things that he do, like basketball, isn't rocket science, man. Like really, like it's like just think about it, Si. You mentioned that you don't want to coach, but just think, Steve Kerr had the same amount of coaching experience
I
as you
know.
when he started. So it's not like this guy
No, I had
is
more. I actually had more. I have coached, just not at any level that I'm going to sit here and brag about. But I
Yeah.
have technically, and just one of my kids' parents the other day actually emailed me some pics. Maybe I'll put it on social media. Me acting all serious and dressed up on the in front of the bench. Anyways, but I never.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, you're right. Steve Kerr had not virtually, literally 0 coaching experience. Dude, this
Man.
guy's just had everything handed to him, like everything.
Absolutely. On the platter.
And I know he experienced a tragedy in his
Mhm.
teenage years with his
Mhm.
father, and I don't doubt for a second that shaped him. Dude, I can't imagine what he'd be like if he didn't experience that. I feel like he just
Yeah.
the only reason why he's not a major asshole is because he actually understands pain, But
Absolutely.
anyways,
I wish he knew the pain that he gives me watching the things that he do out there. Holy shit, man! But you know what? I'm not gonna bash. Listen, I bash the hell out of Pods. I give Pods hell, but I'm not gonna bash Pods or JK because if you think about it, those two guys, they've played through all of the travel, all of the craziness where
Mhm.
Moody, he had his time off. All of these guys had their time off, but these guys have consistently been out there balling and
Right.
suiting up. And your best ability is availability. And so I'll give credit to that. But my issue is this, like, it seems like everyone has an opportunity to fight through a tough stretch, except for Moody and JK and now this new kid Richard, but we haven't even seen him go through a tough stage. Like his only downfall is that he's a rookie. But the
yeah,
interesting part as a ball handling guard, I don't remember Pies going through this. Pies got immediate minutes because the excuse
immediate,
was
yeah.
he was a connector. He could handle the ball and he just make things happen. And when I watch Richard, no, he really make things happen. Like this guy, he had like he can actually defend a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's handsy.
He's
You
handsy. I
know,
was
it,
about to say that.
he's really handsy. He gets deflections. He's athletic. Um, and he can shoot a little bit. And
Showboy in the chat,
yeah.
by the way, saying that so nobody's going to say that Kaminga hasn't looked good the last 2 games. I'd say last 3 games. That's not. None of us are not saying that, if that makes sense. But the minutes have to be there in order
Mhm.
to assess a proper analysis. And what I've always said about Kaminga is, if he's not getting 30 minutes, I am not going to sit here and judge him for a small sample size. Anything less than 30 is a small sample size. It's not enough. And more specifically, like tonight, for example, he played 22 minutes. It was a bad 22 minutes. 1 of 9 shooting, 0 of 5 from deep, and 1 or 2 of those I thought were too early in the shot clock. I think he was just trying to feel himself and maybe get in the flow early. But at least one was at the end of the shot clock. A couple of those were wide open looks. They just weren't going down, but they weren't going down for Podziemski. Podziemski was 1 of 6. He also started 1 of 0 of 5 from deep. And he only was 1 of 6 because he actually played 11 more or 10 more minutes. The Kaminga. That's all I'm trying to say. When they don't get a legitimate run, you're not going to get that level of criticism because they did not play enough to warrant it. That's all I'm trying to say.
But here's my challenge to that. Like, he had a tough couple games, but it didn't impact the rest of his game. He was still out there battling. He was still out there grabbing boards. Isn't that what everyone was asking for? Go out, get some rebounds. Isn't he leading the team in rebounds? Isn't he leading the team in rebounds?
Easily. He was averaging 7.1 entering tonight, and he had 8 boards in 22 minutes. So that number is going to actually go up. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's taken the toughest assignment every single night, no matter what. And you can say, okay, he's not a stopper. Well, no one's a stopper. And how come we're not putting a $60 million man on these crazy assignments that Jonathan Kaminga is taking? We traded Wiggins for Jimmy. Wasn't Wiggins taking these assignments? Huh?
And by the way, Alan, someone in the chat said like that all 3 of us, and I just put them in timeout. You're not banned. If I put you in timeout, it means you're just being a pest, and you need to rethink if you want to be a part of this big picture. Don't be an asshole, plain and simple. But this person came out and just said, though the comments right now just shows you 3 don't know a thing about basketball. And this is again, and the person's identity was X-Man. So X-Man, I'll say this to you very, very clearly. What I'm saying here when it comes to the minutes, when it comes to Kaminga, like, for example, I'll give you a name that I can happily say out loud that I run ideas through, and it's an obvious one, Rick Barry. So are you also saying Rick Barry doesn't know anything about basketball? Because that's exactly how he feels about it. So X-Man, I guess you know more. I guess I'm mocking this person. The point is, it's like just because someone doesn't just because someone gives an opinion that you don't agree with doesn't mean you could just you can come to a conclusion that those people don't know shit about basketball. Maybe you don't know shit about basketball. This is where a lack of self-awareness has permeated our culture and society, and it's in the spotlight because of social media, because everyone has a voice now, right? So you can see now on a grander scale just how many people out there really have no clue how dumb they sound sometimes when they say stupid shit. Anyway, so I go back to you three. I'm sorry, Alan, or you more specifically.
So if
this person X-Man thinks none of us knows basketball, go ahead.
So if Kaminga would have gotten 30 minutes, the run that he probably should have, does that mean they still don't win by 25? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
It's not. You get what I'm saying? He
yes,
wasn't killing, he wasn't hurting. He wasn't hurting the team. He was actually helping the team. His shot wasn't going down. Hey,
he was. Well, keep in mind, he was part of that first half closing lineup that started to blow this game open. And if you folks were paying attention closely,
I remember
at the end of quarter 2, the Warriors pushed open an 11-point lead. And it started at around the 3-minute mark, and it coincided with a lineup of Dre, Jimmy, Kaminga, Podziemski, and who was the fifth? I can't remember if it was Al Horford or maybe it was Will Richard. They just blew the thing open like that. And it went up to an 11-point lead, and the only reason why it came down to 7, might have even been a 12-point lead, was because of a ridiculous foul call at the end of the first half. So Aaron Nesmith got a pair of free throws at the end there, and they made some. I think one dude on their team was a Jay Huff. Like, he was just making threes left and right at one point in this game. So I think a Jay Huff 3 and an Andrew Nembhard pair of 3 free throws went off a Draymond Green foul. That was not a foul. It was ridiculous. Cut that lead down to 7. But the point is, this game was getting under control with that 5. And then the game goes to the half. And and then then the rest of it went the way it did. But yeah, Kaminga was certainly not bringing the team down. I agree with you there.
And not to mention those crazy hockey substitution. I mean, like,
I don't like those.
Like, dude, man, come on, man. Like, really, the fact that they had to fight like that just to win, just to even put up, like, the game was out of control late in the fourth quarter, but the fact that they had to fight for that dub against that Pacers team that's pretty much depleted, it says more about the Warriors than anything. That's what I'm saying. Like, they won by 30, but it felt like 6 or 7, and that's not good. That's not a good sign. And one thing about Huff, man, he was cooking us, man.
Until he wasn't. Until the shots stopped falling. But
but he still was scrapping, man. He looked like he was beasting down. I'm not sure how many rebounds, how many deflections, or what he had.
He finished the game. He played 21 minutes, 38 seconds, 12 points, 11 boards.
Oh, my God. It felt like it. I felt every last one of them. Jeez Louise.
He was killing it. He finished the game shooting 2 of 6 from deep. But in the first half, he was he didn't even make it for 3 in the first half. So the guy was Monte Morris, who was actually getting some good minutes in there. He was the one who hit that 3 near the end of or maybe it was Jarris Walker, is one of those two. Anyways, the Warriors' size gets exposed endlessly. Like Jay Huff, was that, like, he should not be grabbing 11 boards.
Man,
numbers.
I felt all 11 rebounds. You know, when you're out there, and I was going to mention this about Jimmy Butler. I was like, damn, like, I know he's the best player on the floor, but I don't feel it. I don't feel it, but eventually he started to make an impact. Draymond, I didn't feel it all.
Nothing.
I didn't even feel like Draymond even existed tonight. In fact, I don't even remember. Maybe I only remember like 1 or 2 games of Draymond this year. Maybe
he was quiet tonight. I stupidly bet the over on him on a player prop bet, and he cost me. So, but I'm not going to let those things affect my anything on the show. Let's hear from Will Richard, man. I love this kid. I feel like everyone loves this kid. Before you go, when we bring Simon Peter on the show to wrap things up. Let's hear from Will Richard. This is again courtesy of Joseph Dykes. Thank you, sir, for a lot of sound bites. Turn the volume up on your devices just in case, because this will be cell phone audio. And here is Will Richard. His box score tonight one more time. Will Richard played 19 minutes, 29 seconds, 15 points, 3 rebounds. The dude makes buckets. I feel like every time he plays, one way or another, he's scoring. Tonight, a lot of those points came to the free throw line. And here is 7 of 8 from the free throw line, more specifically for Will Richard. And here he is after the game.
Just making impact, whether that's on the offensive, defensive end, and spreading the floor and doing stuff like that. Like I said, I grew up watching the Warriors, so for me, Steph and Dre and all them, they made my childhood. So I feel like every time I'm on the court.
Wait, what? Where's Will Richard from? Do you guys know? Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
No, I mean he's part of that generation, though. I mean, all the kids
That's
like
true.
Steph.
That's
man.
true. Maybe you just meant that. Well, Will Richard, courtesy of his Wikipedia page. And side note, for anyone wondering, I am still working on LJ Cryer, who I heard had a 25-point night in Santa Cruz. Hopefully he'll be on the show soon. LJ Cryer grew up in Fairburn, Georgia. So you're right, Alan. Like you said, it was probably more just watching the Warriors as a whole because they were a dynasty. Anyways, ready to continue?
Yeah.
Will Richard. I need to pay that back by going out there and playing as hard as I can.
And he also mentioned a maturity level that you have. I mean, did going through a pretty spectacular NCAA run just months ago prepare you for high-level games? I know it's not exactly the same, but how much did that experience help you?
Yeah, it definitely helped me. I mean, playing in the NCAA tournament, it's a lot. I mean, it's one game at a time, but it's a lot of pressure on that one game. You got to win that event. So I'll say that. And then just being in college for 4 years, I mean, that experience, you go through a lot of ups and downs, face a lot of adversity. So just not getting too high or too low, and just knowing that if you stay together as a team, you're going to be all right. So I feel like that's definitely helped me transition to this league.
All right. And that's Will Richard, again, talking about growing up, watching the Warriors, the experience of that transition, mentioning, growing up watching Dre and Steph and taking advantage of the minutes. Cho Boy in the chat saying that we root for the Golden State Kamingas. Cho Boy, my reaction to you is like why would you not root for the kid? Why would you not want him to improve, and why would you not want a show covering the Warriors to analyze him? Like would you rather? Do you want him to not go away? Like I don't get it. I don't get a lot of you in terms of your feelings. I just don't understand. Alan, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'll leave you with this. Armando mentioned something. Did I pronounce his name correctly? Is it Armando? So he mentioned something about Kaminga's game that he's only allowed to do 1 or 2 things on the offensive side of the ball. And I was hoping that you can probably bring that to the agent's perspective, because he's going to be on the show, I guess, in a couple days. Just if you
Tomorrow.
can ask, tomorrow, if you can ask him about his thoughts about Jonathan Kaminga being regulated to only sitting in a corner on offense, and whenever he's cutting to the basket or moving in transition, he can't get the ball. He doesn't get passes in transitions.
Yeah, I'll
he
bring
get
it up.
missed on cuts, and he can only do layups and last second 3-point shots. No middies, no nothing, no floaters, no nothing. He can't do any of that. And so I would love to know more about that. What's going on and why he's not allowed to really do more with this game with the Warriors. All right.
Done.
All right, guys.
And Julian, have a good night, Alan. Thank you so much. Julian Bashir in the chat adding that Franz Wagner, who was picked number 8 in that draft. Yeah, Kaminga number 7. Saying that Wagner played 37 minutes tonight, was 5 of 17. Yeah, again, the minutes has always been my gripe. It's you look at the history of any player in the NBA who makes it, and you look at the first 2-3 years of what they go through. None of them played well. They're all like shooting awful. There's tons of growing pains, but they're averaging 32 minutes a night, 33 minutes a night, 35 minutes a night. And they're allowed to play through these mistakes. And again, year 1, understandable with Kaminga and Moody both averaging around 16, 17 minutes a night because they were in the middle of a championship pursuit and they were rookies. You get that. That makes sense. Year 2, Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome getting minutes over them, make sense. Year 3, JaMychal Green. Who else was I already forgot who was on that team that was stealing minutes or getting like Dario Saric was on that team. I just that's the part I don't get is and maybe I should flip this around on all the folks here who don't like Kaminga being praised, even though he's part of your team if you're a Warriors fan. So again, I don't understand why praising one of the team's players is suddenly a bad thing. But like, why would you root against him? Like why would you want bad things for him? Like, why would you not want Kerr to play these guys? So by the time the postseason comes, they have more experience and they're better prepared than getting limited minutes. And you're not building confidence that way either. So next Fiesta, how many times have I asked you to come on the show and have discourse with me? Why do you prefer to be a keyboard warrior and take the absolute cowardly way out by just throwing little comments on a screen through your phone instead of just coming on and having a conversation? My only bias here is against the head coach who doesn't know how to manage youngsters. That's the extent of it. Jonathan Kaminga came out of high school easily the top player on the show. Well, wait, you say you agree with me, but not here. Again, there's no Kaminga bias. If there is a bias, it is literally toward any young player who needs some nurturing, who needs some investment, instead of just go out there and play. And if you play bad, I'm going to yank you out. That's all Kerr does. That is his entire ethos for handling young players. Get out there, do the best you can. Oh, you missed 3 shots, you're done. Come out here 10 minutes, think about what you did. Maybe I'll play you next game. Like, how is that approach? And then on top of that, the double standard with Podziemski, where he's like the exception to the rule, right? Like, Sharia is like, am I making sense? I don't know.
Yes, you're making plenty sense, but you have to watch the games. If you don't watch the games and you're just in the comments, then you look crazy. You sound crazy. If you watch the games, you'll see what we're saying. You might not agree all the way, but you have to watch the games. There's a lot of people that are not watching the games.
Desirio in the chat saying that I would hate Coach Tibbs. Again, hate's a strong word, but I strongly disagree with how Thibodeau handled the Knicks. That's why he got fired from that job and the Bulls. Like Tom Thibodeau was almost the antithesis of Kerr, whereas Kerr likes to just play 12, 13 dudes. Thibodeau wants 7 guys. If you're a rookie on his team, you're just shit out of luck, man. Like, good luck with that. No, I would not like Thibodeau either. I still think he makes more sense than Kerr. Like, I would rather have Tom Thibodeau coaching this current team than Steve Kerr, because if Tom Thibodeau was the head coach of this team, I guarantee you that the rotations would go like this. Steph would be your starting point guard. Moses Moody would be your starting 2 guard, or Jimmy Butler would. Maybe Jimmy Butler slides to the 2. Kaminga's playing his natural 3. Draymond's playing his natural 4, and either Al Horford or Quinton Post is your starting 5. And your bench would be limited to who? D'Anthony Melton when he comes back, maybe? I got to look at this the box score to see who else he would play on this team. He'd probably play Al Horford. He would play Moses Moody. And something tells me if Will Richard was playing like this, he'd play Will Richard. And that would be your rotation. Buddy Hield would rot on the bench, rightfully so, because he can't hit shit and he's horrible defensively. Pat Spencer would be treated like the 2-way player he is, deep at the very end of the bench. We thankfully did not see GP 2 minutes tonight, but you would not be seeing that certainly with Tom Thibodeau. You would not be seeing, well, actually, I guess that's it. So your rotation would be shorter and you'd get proper minutes for proper players. That I would much rather have Tom Thibodeau for this version of the Warriors than Steve Kerr. I'm also very optimistic about a future with these players without Kerr, and that could come sooner than later. I am like elated about that idea. Like, if Terry Stotts is coaching this same team, I feel great about him. I feel absolutely amazing. And G4M, yes, I know GP2 played, but it was garbage time. I never count garbage time as real minutes. Like someone got mad at me on Twitter today because I tweeted out that Guy Santos got a DNP last game, and I didn't agree with that. And then he technically came in the game for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and I tweeted that out with 5 minutes to play in the game. So some clown out there is like, dude, you call yourself a journalist? This is not factually correct. It's like, It's like, dude, you're like garbage time. Like no one counts that shit for anything other than what's on a box score. Yes, GP2 technically did play today. He played the final 3 minutes, 52 seconds of this game. But the game was long over. They were leading by 30
it was
points
done. I could have played. Okay, it was over.
Let me see if there's any more sound here, and then we'll get to Simon Peter to wrap up tonight's show. It was great to hear from Will Richard, though. I really love this kid.
He's so good. He's like a Jordan Poole in control. You know.
Look at you.
He is. He's like a Jordan Poole in control. I mean, he may not shoot the three as much as Jordan Poole.
You don't want that.
Jordan. You don't want that. But I think he's scrappy. He's constantly reaching. He goes for rebounds. He's good. He's more in control than Jordan Poole was when he was with us.
Good job. Bravo. That's some good analysis right there. Jordan Poole, but actually I'm trying to think of the right word. I know you said under control, but like a singular word to just not restrained, but
contained
and not professional. Like, yeah, he's great call on that. Regardless, I'm going to get to you, Simon Peter, in just a second after we hear from Al Horford. This is courtesy of Kenzo Fukuda, a beat reporter with Clutch Points. Bravo to him and Joseph Dykes, the only ones pumping out multimedia tonight. That's how you get your name out there, man. And Kenzo Fukuda, bravo. Al Horford talking about Will Richard. I'm actually very curious to hear what Al Horford has to say. The first time he's been brought up to the podium this season, because tonight was the first night since, I believe, the opening game where he was worthy. And here is Al Horford. Turn the volume up on your devices, please, because this is also from a cell phone.
An up and down issue this year.
No question. Will, it's amazing because he'll go from not playing or not having any stretch, and then when he comes in, he's ready and he's cutting, he's hitting threes, he's getting on the break, he's defending. He does a little bit of everything. So I've been very impressed with his maturity and how he's been able to handle all the tasks that we throw at him, because it's just very unpredictable. But when you call his number, he's ready to go.
Sort of following up on that, how much of an impact can he have going forward? I mean, it seems like you guys play better when he's out there.
Man, I'm just impressed of how quick he's picking everything up and how used to he's getting to playing in the NBA. Because it's not an easy transition, and to be a part of a team that's a veteran team, and he's coming in and finding his way, it's not that simple, if you go on a team that's not a good team, that's a bad team, and you're doing those things, well, it's kind of expected. But to be on a contending team like us and doing what he's doing, to me, is more impressive.
And one more soundbite, and I appreciate who made me aware of that. Was that G4M? That there's a soundbite from Jimmy Butler, and it just came out for me a minute ago. And this is courtesy of KNBR, which is awesome because they actually plugged the microphone into a mixer. I don't know why they're the only ones that do that, but regardless, kudos to them. Here is Jimmy Butler. This is awesome. This is awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing this. Jimmy Butler is sharing in this clip what kind of advice he gives Jonathan Kaminga after a rough night. I'm intrigued. Let's hear from Jimmy Butler. You don't have to turn the volume up on your devices for this one because, again, it's patched into the mixer and it should be good. So don't be alarmed by the loud noise. It's just normal noise. Here's Jimmy Butler.
He's actually going to come over to my house for dinner.
God damn. So it's not normal noise. Forgive me. They did not plug it into the mixer. You just heard a second of it. So now you know how it's going to sound. You might need to turn the volume up. Forgive me for that. No good sound in terms of quality. KNBR still came through, though. Here is Jimmy Butler.
He's actually going to come over to my house for dinner right now. But the thing that I tell you and I tell him, you're not going to play great every night. You're not going to play bad every night either. But you don't ever get too high whenever you score 79 points, and you don't ever get too low whenever you score 2. You stay right in the middle and you keep working. You keep doing what you're supposed to be doing every single day. And those days, they will even out, they'll equal out. So as long as we win, I never care how anybody plays because we won. But I want him to continue to be aggressive, shoot the ball when you're open, attack, get to the free throw line, all of that good stuff. I wouldn't say that he's played bad. His stats, he had 5 points, not whoop-de-doo, who cares? Because there's going to be nights when he has 45 points. And it's going to look like, oh, look at this. But he's playing well enough. On the defensive side, he's rebounding the basketball. It's more than just scoring, which is what I try to tell him. He's actually been
good advice. Sharia, I am so elated that this team has Jimmy Butler and to a lesser extent Draymond Green, who also kind of takes Kaminga under his wing. This would be a lost cause, I think, if Jimmy Butler was not there providing mentorship. We saw this with Chris Paul a couple of years ago too, where these veterans are doing way more coaching than Kerr himself. That was awesome. What did you think, Sharia?
I'm glad he has him too.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it's like when you have to breathe life into your team.
Yeah.
If you don't breathe life into your team, you look crazy. And he looks crazy. Steve Kerr looks nuts. You have to breathe life into your team. It's just what it is. That's his job. And even with his press conferences, like after the game, I mean, to me, his demeanor was very dismissive, like not encouraging. Not at all.
It's short. It was
very short. It's always very short. He was praising Kaminga a few weeks ago, but it was just very short. And if anyone has played organized basketball and knows when your coach doesn't believe in you.
I'm going to highlight this because I love when every once in a while someone like Chosen People with an extra O brings up the 4 rings, right? Pretending like that means something. The first championship, and I love it because let's revisit. The first championship I will forever give Steve Kerr credit for. He took a team that was close. All right, let's not pretend that Kerr took over a lottery team and just magically flipped the script. This was already a damn good team. I just posted on Threads the other day a clip of Mark Jackson, like literally coaching Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, interacting with them, giving them pointers on their form. And again, you can find that clip on my Threads account @DogWild. But it didn't work out, and he got replaced. And Steve Kerr came in, and look what he brought to the table that first year helped, made them champions. Respect. Second year, they win 73 games. They should never have pursued that win record because that was potentially what cost them in the NBA Finals. And Leandro Barbosa confirmed that notion to me. So in case you don't agree with that, one of the former players on that team literally said the same thing. You're going to sit here and tell me that Steve Kerr deserves credit for those Kevin Durant teams, championships 2 and 3, like he did something? Like what Steve Kerr did was push Durant away to prevent a long-running dynasty. That's literally what Steve Kerr did. But to sit here and pretend that Kerr is why those teams won 2 titles is asinine. I also refuse to give Kerr credit for the 4th championship because for no other reason than it disrespects Steph's greatness and what he did to carry that team. It was also a perfectly constructed team. I also have ample evidence of bad things Kerr did that nearly derailed that season, and that I don't feel like getting into today. But above all else, Chosen People, because you think foolishly, naively, ignorantly that Kerr's 4 championships as a coach means something. K.C. Jones won 4 championships as a coach, 2 as an assistant. 1 was with the LA Lakers, and back then, coaches only had 1 assistant total. So I forgot who was head coaching the Lakers that year, but K.C. Jones was his number 1 assistant. He won a championship there. He was the number 1 assistant for the Celtics' first championship in the 80s, and then took over and won 2 more as a head coach. He was also head coach of the Washington Bullets, the team that made it to the finals and lost, I believe, to the Warriors, to Rick Barry's Warriors. So he gets 4 rings as a coach, almost won a 5th. Sounds like somebody. And then he won 9 more as a player, thanks to Bill Russell. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. That's your comp. Because when K.C. Jones had to coach a team of youngsters after the Celtics experience, where he had this stacked veteran team where all he had to do was manage egos. That was the job, right? Just make sure this team does not implode upon itself. He later gets hired as coach of the Seattle Supersonics, and Gary Payton and Sean Kemp took one look at his approach, which was the exact same as Steve Kerr's. like no mentorship, no nurturing, just a guy that just stands there like with, and with the metaphorical growl and scoring on his face, just expecting players to do what he says. And they forced his ass out of there because they wanted a coach, not someone that just manages, which is what Casey Jones did, which is what Steve Kerr does. Steve Kerr does not coach. Steve Kerr, I don't even know how you describe what he does other than just controlling who plays and who doesn't play. And it's just utterly disingenuous to pretend that those 4 championships are because of Steve Kerr. No, he is Mr. Right Place at the right time. That is who Steve Kerr is. He's in these perfect situations, whether it's Jordan's Bulls, whether it's Tim Duncan's Spurs, got 5 rings as a player, and then he takes over a Warriors team that Mark Jackson had already set up for him, where all he had to do is come in and go, hey guys, instead of the ISO stuff, instead of pick and roll, I want the ball out of your hands fast. I want speed. I want movement. And that translated. And they won a championship that year. And it was incredible. But to sit here and revere this guy and act like he's the reason for the dynasty, get the hell out of here, dude. You're utterly delusional if that's what you believe. Sharia, any thoughts on that? Maybe I'm being too harsh. Your thoughts?
No, the defense was already set when he got there. Only thing he did was implement the offense, and that was it. And he had Steph Curry and he had Klay Thompson. I mean, he had the pieces. The defense was already set. So if you've been watching, you would know that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say it wasn't rocket science, but the defense was set. And defense wins games. He just had to implement the offense. That was it.
Desirio, who is an absolute Steve Kerr apologist, is asking, why didn't Mark Jackson do that? Mark Jackson, first of all, was the first coach for the Warriors in 40 years to have the team play defense. 40. The Golden State Warriors from the late 70s to the early 2010s did not play defense. Mark Jackson came in and not only instilled confidence in his young players, because don't take my word for it. Take Steph's word for it. Take Klay Thompson's word for it. Take Draymond Green's word for it. All 3 of those players, when Mark Jackson was first let go, were devastated. They were livid. They did not like that decision at all. And Steve Kerr thankfully came in and smoothed things over. And yeah, again, to repeat myself, he instilled a motion offense that helped unlock Steph, and they won that first championship. They also lost the second one, and they needed to get Kevin Durant to get things back on track. I don't know what Steve Kerr did for the Kevin Durant side of things, but championships 2 and 3 are certainly not because of Steve Kerr. And yet you want to sit here and pretend what Steve Kerr changed up slightly 12 years ago. It makes him worthy of just zero accountability and utter blameless, leadership. And it's insane. Yeah. So, and then G4M again saying, if you are a Warrior fan, you're probably a recent fan. And I hope you're not referring to yours truly here, because again, I brought up the fact that when Steve Kerr does this hobbit ball bullshit, I remember Don Nelson way too vividly to just sit back and enjoy it. It is not, to me, good basketball. Height and size matter in basketball. Small ball works if you have the perfect personnel, starting with elite shooting at multiple positions. That is the only reason why the Warriors got away with that shit. And it's not something that's typically successful. It's an exception to the rule. So anyways, I hope you're not saying. Oh, and by the way, one last thing, in the SGA Sports. Oh, hey, Shardall, what's up, man? You're the closer to wrap up the show. Okay, I will email you the link real fast, Shardall. Sharia, and we'll bring on Simon Peter in the meantime, who's been waiting a long time. And then Sharia, I'll ask you after that if you want to balance. Shardall, I'm going to send you the link right now. Blue Jay, I got to wrap up the show tonight, but I always post the link in the chat if you ever want to jump on with me. But we've been on the air for nearly 2 hours, and I got to go. But for future shows, I promise, man, we do this every post game. Just try to get in sooner. And normally I'll go all the way until there's just no one left. But Simon, you're on the show now. How are you doing?
His son's name is Nicholas Kerr. His son's name is Nicholas Kerr.
By the way, real quick, KKS is asking how many free throw attempts do the Warriors have tonight? That's a great question that I have not brought up until literally right now. The Pacers ended this game tonight with 11 free throw attempts. The Golden State Warriors had 37 free throw attempts, and they only made 26 of them. They only shot 70.3% from the free throw line. Jimmy Butler, 1 for 4. Jonathan Kaminga, 3 of 6. Quinton Post, 4 of 5. Podziemski, 5 of 6. Moses Moody, 2 of 3. Will Richards, 7 of 8. Pat Spencer, Buddy Hield were the only ones that were a perfect 100%. Trace Jackson Davis also had a 1 free throw attempt, and he missed it. So 37 free throw attempts. Thanks for asking that question so that I could answer that. And we go back to Simon. Or unless Sharia, do you have any thoughts on the insane free throw number tonight?
It just wasn't a good night. I mean, listen, they had a bad night, even though they won. It wasn't that great. I hope they're ready come the next game because Seth will be available. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but something definitely has to change come the next game.
Simon, how are you doing, man?
On some real shit.
That's all I want.
I think Kerr got to go, but he's not going to go. So I think JK got to go. JK is never going to be able to be what he needs to be on this team. It's just not going to happen.
Well, let me ask you this. I don't disagree with you at all, Simon, but what if the situation is Kerr could be gone after this year?
Nah, JK got to go. Take your talent somewhere else. Go start somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
But the Warriors can keep him for a second year if they want him.
His fan base don't deserve him. You know what I'm saying? This fan base don't deserve him.
That's fair.
This fan base not willing to ride with him and let him develop. You know what I'm saying? They keep throwing out, but Steve Kerr has been the coach. He won 4 championships and stuff like that. You know what I mean? This fan base is so spoiled, right? There's so much recency bias, right? They don't understand what it is for you to allow a basketball player to develop. They don't understand what it takes for you to have talent and dedication and tenacity to be able to get to this point, to be able to play this kind of basketball at 23 years old. They don't understand that. So he needs to go find that somewhere else. He's got to go find that somewhere else. Imagine Will Richard didn't even get in the game until the second quarter.
Yeah, I brought that up earlier. You're right. That makes it. It's insane to me that Buddy Hield is ahead of him in the rotation. I feel like even Pat Spencer is ahead of him. I could look up who came in first, but I'm with you, man. Makes no sense.
And you could tell he's bitter. You could tell he hates when JK plays well. You could tell, because even when he answers questions, there's an edge to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can see it on his face. He finds some way to undermine his performance and put it on like, oh yeah, because the veterans have been talking to him as if he's some stupid kid from Congo who doesn't know better. And so the veterans had to talk him into playing the right way. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, yes.
Even tonight, just how he dismissed him. Thank God for Jimmy. Jimmy was like, come over to my house. Let's have dinner. Let's have a productive conversation. Because you got to understand, that 23-year-old kid's probably going through it right now.
Oh.
He's seen Podziemski have the longest leash in the world, and he gets benched for playing the right way just because shots didn't go in. So fucking what?
I'm going to bring that up with Aaron Turner again is going to join the show tomorrow. And one question I already know I'm going to ask him is like what his thoughts are, and maybe more importantly, what Kaminga's thoughts are on just how much Steve Kerr values ball handling. I've never seen another coach in the NBA level, especially in the modern NBA level, place this much of an emphasis on traditional point guards, like a position that's dating right before our eyes. You already have teams like the Houston Rockets who, when they lost Fred VanVleet, did not decide to find another traditional point guard, did not decide to promote Reed Shepherd into the starting lineup. Their decision was, Amen Thompson, you're our point guard now, 6'7". And something tells me Amen Thompson and Jonathan Kaminga, their ball handling skills are very similar. And that's how Ime Udoka, that's how he operates. Makes sense. Yeah. And then you look at Steve Kerr, and he's like, I need ball handling. Like, the ball handling thing is so asinine, dude. But I feel
Steve was a coach. Steve was not a coach. He's a politician. You know what I'm saying? He's an entertainer. He's not a coach.
And now, Simon, I think that's a huge reason why Joe Lacob has as much leeway with him. Lacob's all about stars, dude. You are absolutely correct. Steve Kerr is he's perfect for speeches. He's perfect for answering questions with cliches and talking points, like words that are not divisive, polarizing. It's exactly what a corporation would want, right? I'm totally with you on that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head when you were saying earlier. It feels like, he gotta be future minded, and right now he's not, right? So he's thinking about the present, and with these young kids, you got to think about the future. You got to think about their development, right?
And Simon, Desirio in our chat, I love his comments because I feel like he represents like the half of the Warriors fan base that thinks Steve Kerr can do no wrong. And he says, dude, the team's already turnover prone. Never mind the fact that the team's ball handlers are the ones committing the turnovers. So again, what is the point of continuing this? Like, you want more of the same. This is the logic that we get from Steve Kerr's apologists. Keep the status quo because we're afraid of change. That's insane, dude.
I mean, that dude been coming on the show for a minute. He's what you call a company man.
I'm gonna break with him. He went a little too far the other day, and I haven't banned him, Desi. You're not banned, but you gotta mellow out, man. With some of the words.
That's a company man right there, because you ask logical questions that he gets stumped.
He's a kid. That's why I'm a little forgiving.
He's young. He's young.
Yeah, he's young.
But anyways, what I'm saying is, if in the past 2-3 years, right, Kerr had given Moody, JK the kind of runway that he given Pods, who knows where they could be right
Exactly.
And he's still doing the same bullshit to JK.
And adding to the problem, you have Stephen Curry, who wants nothing to do with that drama, right? Like he's all about staying in his lane and letting people do their jobs. And I feel like things would be very different if he actually was vocal and more involved, but that's not who he is. It's just not his personality, and it's not in his interest right now. He's got a million things going on. The last thing he's going to add to his plate is the GM role, right? He thinks that everyone else should handle that, and coaching and stuff like that. And then you have Draymond, who is deferential to Steph, right? That's his life partner pretty much. Like, those two, when they retire, they're going to keep doing shit together. And and he's not going to burn that bridge. And Steve Kerr's Steph's guy, right? And Steve Kerr defended Draymond in the Jordan Poole situation. And that loyalty will take you far in terms of earning the respect and trust of your veterans as a head coach. He picked Dre. We could have a whole other debate about, like the ramifications of that decision. I mean, he literally, like, that decision literally created the fissure in the locker room between the veterans and the youngsters. Was Steve Kerr saying, I value them more than them just because I know you more and you want more. And that really rubbed these youngsters the wrong way, man. I mean, Jordan Poole was never the same after that. And here we are today. But the point is, the veterans, they're not. That's why the Jimmy Butler piece is invaluable. Like, if Jimmy Butler it was not here, I don't know what would be happening, dude. I imagine Kaminga would be gone. That would be my guess. If Jimmy Butler was part of this.
He doesn't want to deal with it. He even said that, when they asked him the question about the locker room with JK coming, after the whole contract thing, he's saying, well, we have Jimmy, we have veterans. He doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't want to deal with it. He'd rather Jimmy deal with it. And at this point, I'd rather Jimmy deal with it. Idiot. I'm so sick of him. I am not going through this another year with Steve Kerr. 3 years of anxiety.
It's a lot. It's a lot. No. Simon, where are you at in the world, man?
I'm in New York right now.
Dude, what's all these East Coasters, man? What brings you on the show? Why are you invested in the Warriors so much?
Well, I'm from Concord originally, so.
Oh, bravo, dude. So why are you in New York now? What takes you to the greatest city in the world?
Oh man, I always wanted to live in New York, so I moved out here like 10 years ago. Been out here.
Hell yeah.
Grinding. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And 10 years, I'm guessing if you've been there for 10 years, you're enjoying yourself, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, but we got Mamdani. We got Mayor Mamdani in there, so hopefully he makes it easier for some of us, so.
The Democratic Socialists. Hey, look, man, I mean, at a certain point, everyone needs help sometimes. And to me, I'm starting to go political, but just look, bottom line to me is this: there is such a gross imbalance in this world between the haves and have-nots. Like, it's never been this bad. It's so extreme. So many people are suffering. that to just sit there and just say good luck on your own, with this climate, I can't sit here and support that. Beyond, otherwise, I just support policies that make the most people happy. I think that's a safe approach. I don't know.
But that's what Steve Kerr represents to me. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who's comfortable in their position. Someone who's comfortable in their position. And
Simon, do you follow? Are we connected on the socials? Because if not, find me, man. I feel like we click.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, bro, I'm a fan of you, man. You're the only one who speaks sense in this whole fan base, bro. I feel
only one.
We come to you for that catharsis, bro. So.
And again, chosen people. I don't know how many times I've invited you to push back on the show, but you just want to keep being a keyboard warrior. That's your right, but it's not. It doesn't give you a good look. It doesn't give any of you fools out there who either just don't like Kaminga, and I'm guessing largely it's because he doesn't perfectly fit Steve Kerr's ideal player and fit or whatever. But you all just similarly cower. You're all just huge. Just like I'm trying to not be super disrespectful here, but
I mean, it's what my good sister said. These people not watching the games.
No, they're not watching.
If they're watching the games, they will see what we see.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like Kaminga apologists. It's like it's not just about Kaminga. It's about the double standard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Pods is out here playing like shit, but he's getting the run with every single lineup. Kaminga makes a simple mistake, and he gets pulled.
Yep.
That don't make sense on any planet.
And other teams see that. Could you imagine knowing if Kaminga makes a mistake, they're going to pull him, and then you're going to deal with Pods?
Yeah.
What a treat.
And again, forgive me for taking the bait, but part of the reason is I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm afraid to tackle these discussions. Part of it is I'd actually rather have it out in the open. And I bring that up because this clown here, Latasha, is saying there's no need to come on the panel and talk to a narcissist. Do you know what the definition of a narcissist is? Because if you actually did, Steve Kerr is the one who fits the prototype of a narcissist to the T. A narcissist is someone who thinks the world revolves around them in the most simplistic way to define it. It's obviously a very complex term, but bottom line, it's just someone who is massively egotistical, someone who is very thoughtless about others, someone who's very self-centered, and someone who, no matter what, has to keep the focus on themselves. How am I being a narcissist here, man? Like enlighten me, Latasha, on what I'm saying here that's narcissistic. I mean, all I'm doing is trying to fight for the youngsters on this team. All I'm trying to do is fight for the Warriors to be successful. That's my only agenda. More specifically, Stephen Curry. So who's the narcissist and how? I assure you that's the furthest thing I am. If you think that, I'm sorry you do. I might be doing something wrong here if that's an impression I'm giving, but I'm the last person who thinks they're a star. I'm the last person who thinks they're special. I'm just confident in my hoops, in my ability to observe and analyze hoops. I lucked out that I'm doing this right now, and we're barely getting by. But I don't understand what the point of that was. But again, if narcissism is your issue, why do you support Steve Kerr? He is the prototype of that. Dude, the guy's speaking at Democratic presidential conventions. The guy's like a guest speaker at all sorts of like these TED Talk things at MIT, and he does interviews when a decision of his blows up in his face. Steve Kerr behind the scenes. Do not pretend that I'm just saying this out of opinion. I don't have evidence to support it, but I assure you, as someone whose credibility is something I treasure greatly, and I will never say things just to say it, just for clickbait or attention or anything. Steve Kerr has an ego similar to Bill Belichick. In case you forgot how that went down, Bill Belichick, head coach of the Patriots, genuinely thought in his head he was the reason why the New England Patriots were 6-time Super Bowl champions. And maybe he was responsible for some of that, maybe. But if Tom Brady wasn't the quarterback, they're not winning any of those, right? Sound familiar? Right? The Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry. And Tom Brady had to leave and win a 7th Super Bowl with the Buccaneers to prove, hey, look, guys, it was me, the one who had actual talent doing all that work, not the coach who just sits there and just makes a random decision here. And never mind, the NFL coaching actually matters. Like in basketball, like 95% of coaching is just, again, deciding who plays when. And usually that decision is made for you by the front office. But with the Warriors, Kerr has so much gravitas and so much pull that he doesn't hear that shit. He makes his own call on that front. But he thinks, and I tell you this with, again, the utmost conviction, Steve Kerr thinks in his head the Warriors are a dynasty because of him. He thinks Stephen Curry is an all-time great because of him. It's insanity. And that's a narcissist. And if anything, I have, if I ever go personal with Kerr, it's because that's a trait I don't respect. I don't. And so, anyways, but I had to bring that up. Simon, you're phenomenal. Are we connected on social media? I don't know if you answered that. I apologize if you did.
Oh yeah, I'm not on Twitter or none of that shit.
Okay.
But I listen to your podcast.
What, dude? What are you doing in New York, man? I mean, Sharia right here is right next to you. First of all, I mean, but what did you do for yourself out there, man? Like, did you find an awesome career? Are you just having a blast, like living in a place where the ratio of men to women is not 65-35, like you're in the Bay Area?
I work in construction.
What's up?
I work in construction.
That's all. Well, good for you. That's good money, right? I hope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we try.
Are you gonna ever come back, or is New York City your permanent home?
That's a good question, man. I mean, I come back for the holidays, so I'm gonna be back in like a month or so. You know,
sounds good, man. Well, yeah. Perfect timing, right? The weather is gonna be just disgusting by that point, and you are coming home.
Yeah, sure.
Are all your people still in Concord?
Yeah, my people still in Concord. Yeah. So I'm the only one in New York.
Cool. Good stuff.
Yeah,
all right,
man.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, dude.
I really appreciate you having me. The last thing I want to say is if you could ask the agent about how he feels about the double standard, I would love to hear his thoughts.
Yeah, we want to know
how he feels about the double standard, because it's blatant. And the last thing I want to say, his son's name is Nicholas Kerr.
I know. And who's gonna have the balls to ever ask him like how that originated, right?
Exactly. Good night. Salute to both of you. Thank you.
Good night,
Simon. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Sharia, you think I should stop engaging with the trolls? I will take your advice. I'm not. The last thing I think is that I have this all figured out. And if you think so, then done. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, you might as well, but just every now and then a little razzle dazzle, but not all the time.
Maybe I'll engage like one a night at the most.
Yeah, one.
If they're out there, that's and this
one
is where
for a
again
little spice.
Some perspective is needed, and
yes.
Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Do you want to stick around for the NBA scoreboard with Shardal? Do you want to go to bed?
No,
I totally
I'm
understand.
Good. I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm rested. I'm back.
All
I'm
right.
sticking around.
All right. Good stuff. Well, let's bring Shardal on. First of all, Shardal, you're going to be respectful, right? And how are you doing?
I'm gonna be respectful towards the female on the channel.
Thank you, Shardal. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I love to show respect to all the women out there.
Good.
Thank you.
Because they mean a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I need as many women in my life as I can have.
We need some music. Do you have a good relationship with your mom, Shardal?
My mom is very special to me.
Good. Do you have any sisters?
I am the only one in the family.
Okay, gotcha. I have a mom, obviously, and love you, mom, and I have a sister, love you, sis, and they taught me a lot about how to properly behave and act.
So, Sai, I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. Love all the content videos you make on the platform, brother. Warriors get the 31-point win over the Indiana Pacers. What were your thoughts on the win, man? I mean, this was a great win. I mean, this was a resilient bounce back victory when the Warriors lost to the Pacers last time they played them.
Yeah, you're right. This was the first time. I can't believe we're saying this just now. This was the first time the Warriors have ever beaten the Pacers at Chase Center.
Yeah.
So Sai, you're a great host, and you should be the coach of the Warriors.
Thank you. I should not. Even I'll say that.
You should be. You would be a great role model to Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, inspiring those young players to be their best selves out there on the basketball court.
Sharia, in your opinion, who would you like? Do you have any names in your head for who should maybe replace Steve Kerr someday as the head coach?
Sai.
Shardal, I asked Shri a question. Hang on.
Let me let her answer the question first before I jump in.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mike Malone.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Shardal, do you have any names?
I would love to Mike Malone too.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna
throw Mike Malone's not a bad one. I'm gonna throw Brent Barry. I haven't had a chance to see him sit back in the media chair yet this season. I
was at the
Peacock or Prime. Yeah, Shardal, what's up?
I was at the 49er game today against the Rams. I mean, that was the most frustrating loss I've ever seen in Santa Clara. I mean, like I was cursing all over the place, swearing all over the place. I was just not having the best time. I mean, like I was just like pissed off with this loss. You know, we got blown out by the Rams 42-26. I mean, it wasn't even close. I mean, that was a garbage touchdown in the end. I mean, it didn't really change the effect of the score in any possible way. I would just like, the Rams always have the Niners number. Every time we play the Rams, they always find a way to have our number. I mean, I don't understand about what that's about.
What about when they played earlier this season?
I mean, they're just like they have so many injuries with this organization.
What I'm saying is
Kittle was playing today. Purdy has been out with that toe injury. I don't know when he's gonna get better from that toe injury. I'm really fed up with this team. I roasted a Rams fan at the game.
How did you roast the Rams fan?
I called him mofo, and I said all kinds of things.
I'm sure your dad was thrilled by that. Sure.
I was standing up to a Rams fan.
And again, I'm sure your dad
I feel very happy standing up to a Rams fan. The team I absolutely despise and hate.
So Niner Mac is not a favorite of yours because I love him, man. No,
I like Brock Purdy more.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Brock this year. I could be mistaken on that, but this is looking like a Niner Mac season.
So I had a fun time at the game. It was a great time despite the loss. You know, it was a great time at the game. You know, Levi's Stadium, one of the most beautiful, aesthetically pleasing arenas out there in the whole of the Santa Clara Bay Area. I mean, it's a beautiful arena, man. I mean, it's cute. I mean, I like that arena.
Are you ready for the scoreboard?
At the game, I had for lunch, I had a pulled pork sandwich.
Okay.
I had Modelo Especial beer, and I had some cream cheese filled churros. It's like churros. It's like a cheesecake in a churro. If you ever had that at the Levi's Stadium, it's really good. I mean, there's this restaurant called Mesquite and Oak Barbecue. If you ever been to the Levi's Stadium and checked it out, they have like really good food over there. They have like barbecue bacon cheeseburgers over there. They have loaded tots. A lot of good stuff, man. Concession stands are great at Levi's, man. You gotta come out. Gotta support the Niners, man. Bang bang Niner gang. I mean, I went in the BART train, and you know what the BART operator said?
What?
He said, "Bang bang Niner gang, go 49ers, baby." He said that on the intercom when I was sitting inside the bar. I said, "Yeah, let's go, man. The BART operator was saying, "Bang bang Niner gang." I'm like,
on the way to the game, not the way back.
That's some fun stuff right there, man. I'm pumped up for that shit. Let's get to the scoreboard and let's wrap up the show, man. Great that Shria's here. Always great for her to be on. I mean, she should come on all the time. I mean,
Agreed.
like she should be a regular coming on the show all the time. I mean, it's great having her on the program, and you should be a regular. You should come on all the time, man. I mean, you should come here all the time, ma'am. Why did I call you man? You're not a guy. You're not a guy. You're a girl. You're a girl. Why did I call you?
Shardal,
why did I call you man? I didn't mean to call you. You're a woman. I don't mean to call you a guy.
You're fine. And just a piece of advice, and Sharia, maybe you can push back on this. I don't know, but I've been taught in life that the ladies prefer miss to ma'am. Would you agree with that, Sharia?
Either way, I grew up in South Carolina, so I mean, there's a lot of ma'am going around in the South. So Sharia, if I was a waiter at a restaurant, I would make you a nice plate of escargot with some garlic butter sauce and some angel hair pasta and raspberry creme brulee to finish off for dessert. I'll cook that for you. Thank you.
You want me to be your personal chef? I could cook you a nice three-course meal if you want me to.
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you, so kind. Thank you, Chardol.
Then should I be Chef Chardol or should I still be SGA Sports Talk?
Chardol, why escargot of all food? Like that's
Right.
No, escargot is a delicacy, and if you never had it,
you don't have to make a delicacy like that. It's kind of weird. Just stick to the basics, bud. Please.
I'll make you a nice pecan and pear salad with a nice rack of lamb with some mint sauce. And chocolate cake with caramel sauce.
Oh, well, that sounds lovely, Chardol. Sounds
lovely. I'm making her hungry. I'm making sure you're hungry now.
You're making me hungry too. Yeah,
I should be your chef. I should be your guy's butler. Come over to your house and be your own personal butler.
Just keep things simple, Chardol. That's the advice.
No, but I want to be hilarious when I come on the show.
You are hilarious. And are you ready to get some scores?
Can you feel my sense of humor when I come on? Just through my voice?
Absolutely.
And it's fun. Is it fun to hear my sense of humor every time I come on the show?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
And it makes the show way more entertaining when I come on. That's why I'm the closer.
Exactly.
That's why Saatsaz made me the closer for every post-game show I come on. I'm the closer.
I know. I heard.
I close out the show and wrap up the show and add some spice to the show.
How many followers do you have now?
I'm still at 506, but
that's still impressive.
Oh, that's good.
That is impressive, buddy.
I gained 16. I gained 16 subscribers.
Incredible! Bravo! All right, let's do some scores.
So let's get to the scoreboard and wrap up the show for the night.
Yes, let's wrap it up. We start in Milwaukee, where the Houston Rockets took care of business. 122-115 winners in Milwaukee. They improved to 6-3. The Bucks fall to 6-4. Kevin Durant 31 points, 7 assists. Giannis Antetokounmpo 37 points, 8 rebounds. The New York Knicks. Sharia, did you know there was a battle in New York tonight of the two teams there? The Knicks easily taking care of business, 134-98. Karl Anthony Towns, 28 points, 12 rebounds. Michael Porter Jr., 25 points in the loss. Sharia, what is the Brooklyn Nets vibe in that region? Because they're an awful team.
Hey, Sai, do you like my Hey, Sharia, do you like my logo?
I do.
It's supposed to be like my take on Bear Unite with the Golden State Warriors bridge and the 49ers the SF.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to be my take of a Bear Unite. Like, I'm showing love to the Warriors and the 49ers.
I like it.
But the Warriors won today, but the 49ers did not win today. But I still want to show love to both organizations still.
You're loyal. I appreciate your loyalty. The Warriors are going to start on a 6-game road trip. The second to last game on that trip will be in Orlando, where the Magic were tonight, and they lost, hosting the Boston Celtics. 111-107 the final. Boston improves to 5-6. Orlando drops to 4-6. I don't think I mentioned this tonight, by the way. The Warriors improved to 6-5 with their win tonight as they start this grueling road trip. Anthony Simons, 25 points in the win. Paolo Banchero, 28 points, 6 rebounds in the loss. Sharia, do you have any thoughts on the Magic and why they're starting off as bad as they have been? Because they fall to 4-6 on the year, and this was a team that FanDuel had listed as a 50-win team. That's what you had to bet on. They're not coming anywhere near that. Any suspicions on your end as to why they're struggling?
I have not a clue because they were great last year. Well, they did pretty well aside from the injuries, but last year they were a good team, so I'm not sure. I haven't watched them much this year, but I will check them out just to see if I can figure it out.
Desmond Bane was the big trade that they made to improve the roster.
Hey, Sai, I made a parlay on Price Picks. I picked 4 players. I got them all right. I won $90.
Good for you.
And I made 3 parlays, and I won $30 on one parlay, $60 another parlay, and $90. And I made $180 in total in all 3 parlays.
Football picks or basketball picks or both?
A mixture of football and basketball.
Wow. Who'd you pick to win the 90?
I picked Justin Herbert to go over 2. I believe it was 2. It was over 280 yards. Justin Herbert from the Chargers.
Good job. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
3 more scores to read to you. The Warriors next play the OKC Thunder. This is going to be on Tuesday. And the Thunder improved to 10-1 in Memphis tonight, beating the Grizzlies 114-100. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 35 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists.
I'm going to be
Aldama, 12 points, 9 rebounds in the loss. The Thunder are the next opponent. Sharia, I'll start with you. Shardal, please let her speak. What are your thoughts on this next matchup on the road in OKC? I'm a little worried about that. That's going to be a tough one.
I don't even know. I'm just going to tune in and hope and pray, to be honest with you.
Shardal, what do you think about the Thunder Tuesday?
I think the Oklahoma City Thunder are a very talented basketball team. I think they have a lot of great players. They have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They have Chet Holmgren. I think they're a really, really good basketball team in general, and I think they're going to flourish. I mean, like, they're going to be very successful with SGA at the helm. And anytime SGA is on that court, that guy can go off. I mean, that guy, you cannot stop that guy. He's like Steph Curry. When he gets in his groove and he starts getting up and starts making those shots, you can't stop that guy. Like, that guy will just go all over you in every way possible. Passing the ball, rebounding the ball, shooting the ball. Every asset that you know in this guy, he can do everything so well. It's a very good basketball team. And the Warriors, it's going to be a tough. It's going to be a tough contest for Golden State to go up against SGA. You know,
I forgot to mention this.
That's not going to be very easy.
Sharia,
it's going to be very complicated. Do you think, Sharia, it's going to be very complicated for Warriors to go up to take on OKC?
We're going to have to go really, really deep in our bench because I fear foul trouble because they're that crafty.
To prevent what are some tips you want to give the Warriors to prevent SGA from getting on a hot shooting night? Because if he gets on a hot shooting night, he's gonna go all over you. Like, he will just monster mode SGA. Like, freaking.
All right.
I don't think that you can stop him. It's about stopping everybody else. He's
That's
gonna
why
have
I like
to, he's
SGA.
gonna have to beat us by himself.
That's
all right,
SGA.
2 more games. The Detroit Pistons have won 6 of their last 7, 8 of their first 10 this year. They're now 8-2, beating the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, 111-108. The Sixers dropped to 6-4. Tyrese Maxey, 33 points, 7 assists in the loss. Jalen Duren, 21 points, 16 rebounds. The young big is killing it this year. Detroit improves to 8-2. And last, and maybe least, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 144-117 winners in Sacramento tonight. They improved to 6-4. The Kings dropped to 3-7. Rudy Gobert, 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks in the win. Zach LaVine, 26 points in the loss. Shardal, give us your final thoughts before
So in my parlay, I got Justin Herbert with more than 184.5 passing yards. He ended with 220. I got Buddy Hield with more than 7.5 points. He had 8. So I got that right.
Wow.
I got Moses Moody more than 7.5 points. He got 13. So I got that right as well. And I got Will Richard more than 8.5 points. He got 50. He ended the game with 15 points. So I got all those 4 right. I'm on a hot streak right now. I love bet. I know betting is risky, but I love.
And you're getting good lines. Like Prize Picks. Like the line I saw was for Moody. The OU tonight was like 11 points, and you got that at 7. So
and I got that 7.5, and he ended with 13 to finish the game for Moses Moody. Yeah. And Will Richard finished the game to 15. Buddy Hield with 8. So I took all the that's whenever I sports bet, I pick the easy players that are not tough, which I can easily get, because I don't want to pick because sometimes I pick players that are gonna get it and then they don't get it and I lose money. So I'm like, I don't want to risk money, so I'll just take the easy bets first and then go for the harder ones.
Yeah, Ken in our chat saying you're turning into Chauncey Billups here, buddy. Be careful. Don't let the mob seduce you into their criminal activities. Shardal, have a great night, buddy. We'll see you Tuesday.
So I'm on Tuesday. I'm gonna be watching the Warriors and Thunder game. I'm gonna be going over to Big Al's. It's this sports bar in Milpitas. It's like Dave and Buster's. They have like food and drinks and games. If you ever been to Dave and Buster's, there's this really good sports bar called Big Al's in Milpitas.
Big Al.
If you ever want to check it out, it's a really nice place.
Go and try and recruit him, Shardal. Go and try and recruit him as a sponsor of the show. I'll give you a cut. All right.
I'll definitely sponsor. I'll shout them out. But Sai, I'm a big fan of your show. You make some great content on the platform in reference to the 1993 Matthew McConaughey movie Dazed and Confused.
Yes, sir.
And subscribe to the SGA Sports Talk channel. I'm at 506. I'm 94 subs away from 600. So make sure to smash that like button, ring that notification bell, and click that subscribe button. Never want to miss out any of my content. I got some banking content on the channel that you do not want to miss. I mean, you do not want to miss all the content I have on the channel. I mean, it's great. But Sai, I'll definitely I'll definitely join you on Tuesday after the Warriors and Thunder game. I'll give my score prediction for the Warriors and Thunder game before I leave out for the night. I'm going with the Warriors getting the 125-100 win over the Oklahoma City. I'm going with the Warriors winning by 25 over OKC.
Ooh, I like that. All right, buddy. Well, congrats on yelling at a Rams fan. I'm sorry the game didn't go the way you wanted it to.
And Moody and Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, and Will Richard will all combine for 40.
Beautiful. Shardal, have a great night, okay?
Hey, Sai, it was really great coming on the show.
Always
and I'll see you on Tuesday after the Warriors and Thunder game.
Sounds good. I'll see you then.
Bye, Sheree. I'll see you on Tuesday. If you're on the show on Tuesday, I'll definitely come back, and I'll come back on the show on Tuesday if you're on Tuesday.
I'll be here if you're gonna be.
I'll see you then.
See
Bye,
you then,
Shardal. The great Shardal. Shreya, I forgot to mention this before we go. I started talking about this like 2 hours ago, and just to finish up a thought from literally 120 minutes plus, the Warriors were leading by 7 at the half. They were leading by 10 after 3 quarters. They outscored the Indiana Pacers in the fourth quarter of tonight's game, 39-18. And that's where the game was decided. So, yeah. Any final thoughts from you, Miss?
Weird, choppy game. Happy for the win. I'm proud of Quinton Post. I want to see Will Richard more. I'd like to see Trace a little bit more. I think we're going to need him. I'm happy that Al did well. Hopefully, he doesn't do back-to-backs. We're not playing.
It's not a back-to-back.
Tomorrow. It's Tuesday. We're playing, right?
But you bring up a great point, which is Al Horford going to play Tuesday or Wednesday? I would prefer him Wednesday, actually, because the Spurs. I mean, Wemby, you got to like throw everything at that guy. I don't worry. Like, size is never the prevailing issue with the Thunder. It's speed.
Speed.
And that's why the Thunder, to me, this year excluded so far. I have no idea what to think about this year's Warriors team. But last year, that's why the Thunder never scared me, because they literally are the Warriors, just younger, newer.
Right.
And I'm always going to roll with the team that originated a system, or I'm always going to take the big brother. I'm always going to take the coach or the teacher over the pupil. Like, and with Warriors Thunder last year, I felt good about that matchup. And there's a good reason, I think, why Golden State won 2 of 3 meetings against them. The one loss, Stephen Curry did not play in, and they still almost won that game, led largely by Jonathan Kaminga. This year, I don't know what this Warriors team is yet. I started the season feeling unbelievably great about them. But and look, someone in the chat earlier tonight was like, didn't we win by 31? Yeah, but it was against one of the worst teams in the NBA. I mean, the Pacers have just 1 win. I just mentioned all the scoring and the differentials through 3 quarters. It wasn't until the fourth quarter where they just really blew this game open with a flurry of threes from like Al Horford, Jimmy Butler playing phenomenally. Point is, you take the wins, but the Warriors are not a team that we should be celebrating these minor wins for. Like the Suns game was another one where it was like you won, but there's issues. Like the goal here is a title. And if your goal is a title, you need to fix these things. And you need to, like, beating teams like the Pacers. These aren't nights we should be celebrating. These are nights we should just be like giving a thumbs up, saying a bravo, and preparing for the next battle. Not, yay, we beat the Pacers. Like, that's not, I mean, if you want to be a cheerleader about it, great, but that's not how this program works. Anyways, what are your final thoughts on
exactly a Pacers team that is not at its full potential because half of the players are not playing? I mean, I think that Al shouldn't play, and he should play when we play the Spurs, not OKC, because it's about speed, and we know the speed is not there for him. Trace needs to get more time since it's an athletic young team. And we have to be mindful of Steph Curry. If he plays like he's coming back from an illness, which means that his cardio is going to be a little winded, you got to think about that too.
Yeah, good point.
I think it can be done, but once again, it goes back to rotations. It goes back to rotations.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Abraham DeLeon in the chat. Again, side note, Abraham, I don't know why you're not as active as you used to be. I do respect your opinion tremendously. Even if you and I, on one topic, we split, which is Buddy Hield. And again, Abraham, you were last year. That was your guy in Game 7. He was massive. So congrats on that win from a debate perspective. But this year, the Buddy Hield minutes are borderline cringeworthy. Abraham DeLeon also saying that for the OKC Thunder, Isaiah Hardenstein and Chet Holmgren are a big difference. Agreed, but they're nothing compared to Wemby and even Harrison Barnes.
Right,
turn into a menace. And I think personally that Al Horford would serve a better role against the Spurs team that doesn't move as fast as the Thunder either. Speed is going to be the name of the game in that match. Just my thoughts on it. I don't know. Any thoughts? Any final thoughts as we wrap it up?
Looking forward to Seth Curry coming. I don't know when Milton's coming, but I'm looking forward to Seth. And Quinton Post, keep being ready. That's basically it. Keep being ready. He's doing well. He looks good out there. And also this, I think that they should hopefully give Kaminga the green light. There's nothing worse than seeing a player play with fear.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing. Pods doesn't play with fear. And I hate to bring it back to him constantly, but I mean, it's kind of like what I have to do. Like, he doesn't play with fear. Kaminga plays with fear. And if they ease up on the restraints a little bit and let him go, I think they can beat him.
Because the question then is begged, is Podziemski playing with this lack of fear because of the trust and the faith of the coaching staff, knowing that he can make mistakes without being penalized for it via minute deduction. And with Kaminga, that is not the case. With Moses Moody, that is not the case. Moody, again, last night he was out. He shot, I think, what was his? Oh no, he was 0 of 6, I think, from deep. It was just a bad shooting night, similar to Kaminga tonight. And tonight, 3 of 9 from deep. But I think a lot of those came later in the game. Moses Moody in the fourth quarter. Really quickly here, I only scored 2 points in the fourth quarter. So was it the third quarter, or was it when did Moses Moody light it up? Was it the third quarter?
I feel like it was the third.
Third, he had 8 points. He was 2
third
of 6.
and second.
Third and second, yeah, you're right. Yep, that's when he got his points. Yeah, well, no, second quarter,
he was good on defense. It was that defense. Sometimes when I watch him play defense, I don't equate that to points. But if you're hustling and you're playing good defense, you're doing right in my book.
Absolutely. I guess we're done. Sharia, thank you as always. You're spectacular. Anything you want to promote? I know you have a business. I don't know if this audience
it's still just men wear nail polish also. So it's still Navia Nail Lacquer, Navia.shop.
How do you spell Navia again?
Navya.
V as in Victor, right? Okay, Navia. Correct. All right. So just naviashop.com?
No, it's Navia.shop.
Oh, .shop. .shop is like become a popular suffix for websites. Hold on, I just want to get this.
Navia.shop.
I want to get this set up as a graphic. Just make sure that is the spelling right.
Navya.
Y-A.
Y.
Y-A-Y.
So it's
Oh, so I got it way wrong. Okay.
Navya.
Navya. Hold on. Okay. Navya. All right. Do I have it right now?
Yep. That's it.
All right. And I'll if you want, I can get one of those QR codes. I got to make one for my online shop. So I know we have some great swag. If you're looking for holiday gifts, especially for the Warriors fan in your life, the surfer in your life, the dog lover in your life, I think all our logos and stuff would fit either one of those three. Yeah, I do.
I have a QR code. I'll send it to you.
Cool, perfect. Yeah. Oh, well, but I this virtual studio I use, they added a feature where I can just literally add one.
Okay.
What's your website? I'll try it right now, real quick.
That's www.navya.shop.
Oh yeah, duh. All right, and then this is cool. I think I can do this right now. Navya.
Correct.
So there's the QR code right there. So all you folks have to do is just aim your phone at that thing, and bam, yeah, and you'll be at navyashop.com. I'm gonna add another one of those for
Navya.shop.
I'm sorry, Navya.shop. And hold on. I did. Okay, the link is right. It's navya.shop. Okay, yeah. So that's going to go to the right place. Yeah, bam. Aim your phones at that QR code. Check out Sharia's business. What's the right term? It's not beautician. What's the proper title for your profession?
A celebrity hairstylist working in television and film.
Okay, so celebrity hairstylist.
Because we do actors all day long.
A hairstylist to the stars. Do you take like the common people as your clients, like the common folk, the peasants?
I haven't been a salon hairstylist in over a decade because I've been in television and film for 11 years, and before that I was in fashion, so I was an editorial hairstylist then.
Wow.
And that was just print though, but this is motion, so, and it's unionized and everything.
This lady here is a big deal, folks. We're lucky. Thank you. Penny Tomlinson in her chat adding the Moody shot 4 of 11 total. All right, everybody. Sharia, thank you. Are we done? Are we good?
I'm good. If you're good.
If you're good, I'm good. Sleep well. And this goes for everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. This won't be a live show. It's going to be recorded. Aaron Turner, Jonathan Kaminga's agent, should be a good one. He knows his hoops. That's the biggest reason why we were doing this. Is I didn't know much about him before the first time we communicated this summer, and then I immediately discovered that his background is all basketball. It's just hoops. Like he became an agent because he wasn't good enough to get past college basketball, and then one of his closest friends became an NBA player, needed an agent. Now, granted, that player is mired in major legal.
It happens.
And look, realistically, Aaron would have no qualms with me bringing that up.
Right, it happens.
But legally, there's only so much you can discuss, regardless.
Right.
But yeah, so Aaron Turner on the show tomorrow, and then Tuesday, immediately after the Warriors and the Thunder, we start the post-game shows of this grueling road trip. Sharia, one more time, thank you, and thanks to everybody. I think we're good, right? We done?
Yep. And thank you for having me.
Bye.